Alright, so I gave a minute of silence because this is very bad news. So, as most of you know from the post I put out this morning, 4 in the morning we found out, 3 in the morning we found out that Onigiri Xbox is terminal. They're going to be put down at the end of July of this year, July 31st, 2020. So 2020 takes another downward spiral. It has not hit yet, no. There's still about a month and a half. So for those who, if you have an extra mobile device or a computer nearby, or you want to take a step away from the stream or something, really up to you. It doesn't really matter. But I did post a long a thing on YouTube. It is on YouTube. I posted a excerpt of my feelings on this situation based on Cyberstep's message that they put out, and it was a lot more passionate than I usually am. I was very angry when I posted, and you're rightfully so, Steve. You're definitely right to be pissed. And I posted a long channel post expressing my frustrations and my anger about the whole situation. Now, I know a lot of you guys have watched me for the years, and I appreciate every single one of you. And you guys know that I can get excited and stuff, and I'm not usually a person who gets angry. But when I do get angry, I get very fucking angry. And I usually try to calm myself down in a lot of situations. I try to always calm myself down. But when I was writing that, I let myself just say whatever I wanted without throwing every single slur and getting YouTube angry at me, you know. So what I am going to do is I will go and find that and I will read it. I'll read what I posted there for those that haven't seen it yet, and or who have seen it, and we'll go from there. So first, I'll read Cyberstep's statement so you understand where this anger, where this my message is going to come through. So we're going to start like that, and I want to do this very formulaic. I kind of planned it out a bit at work before coming home, obviously. So okay, so there is Cyberstep's post. So I'm going to read this word for word, and let's see how that goes. Let's see how you guys who haven't read this, you know. Anyway, so this was posted yesterday, technically today at 4 in the morning. It says, U.S. Xbox service closure notice. Greetings from the Onigiri management team. It is with heavy heart today that we must announce the closure and end of service for the Xbox One platform in the US region. Now that's the only Xbox platform. JP was shut down years ago. No one cared because no one played it. It was like just a distant kind of thing. And then EU Xbox closed, but EU as a whole closed. So that wasn't an Xbox thing, that wasn't a pick or choose, that was an entire region because it was failing. Or whatever, it was not working. So, when they say the US region, it's literally the only Onigiri on Xbox. So, you know, I just don't like how they said in the US region. Okay, so next paragraph. Since the release of the US servers for Xbox One, we have been delighted to bring you the action-packed content that you have enjoyed in Onigiri. Little note on that. Yes, you gave them content, but you didn't give them content frequently, and you stopped. You started putting content out once a year, if that. I gotta keep reading this column, or else I'm gonna get mad. Okay. However, now this is some fucking bullshit. I'm gonna tell you right now. However, due to difficult circumstances regarding the costs of maintaining the title's service, and in light of the effects of COVID-19 pandemic, the decision to close the servers and discontinue service for Xbox One Onigiri in the US region has been made. We deeply regret that the Xbox service of the game will come to a close. However, Cyberstep looks forward to the opportunity of bringing future titles to the players, and when the time comes, we hope to delight you with our games once again. On behalf of the entire management and development team, we would like to extend our gratitude to all the users who have played Onigiri Xbox on the US servers. We hope to see you in our future games soon. And then it says, closure schedule July 31st at 12 a.m. UTC, whatever that means. It also states, OC purchases will be made available until June 5th at 12. However, any OC purchase will not be refunded, even in cases where it is not used. And Julian, you're absolutely right, and we're going to get to that, my friend. So, and I've already heard confirmation from someone who responded to this post, and they said, yeah, I tried to buy OC yesterday, and they play on Xbox, and they weren't able to. So this is already in effect. They say it's going to start on the 5th. That is tomorrow, essentially. That is effective tomorrow. Or is today the 5th? Pardon me. That is today. So it was effective today. You can no longer buy OC on Xbox. Silver lining, that's actually, like, really good, because then they're not scamming people into buying money into a dying game. Because after we know it's terminal. You know? But yeah, so at least they're not going to suck money out of people at the end. But still, it's that is true. You agree to the terms and conditions. That's something I didn't really think about. Yeah, OC purchases will be available, however they cannot be refunded. They've never done refunds ever. And KFC, you're rightfully pissed. Everyone should be rightfully pissed. Everyone should be raging. You know, I know I'm not an Xbox player, but I'm an Onigiri player. So, like, I'm like the guy there. So, I may not live on those servers. I may not play over there. But as a whole, like, I think we're all a big community. Even though we don't live on the same Earth, let's say. Same server. And yeah. It's a harsh reality. A very harsh reality. There's a lot of it I don't like. Like, when I was reading that to you guys, like, I was ready to just explode. You know, like, there's certain things they say that I think is straight up bullshit. Yeah, so Xbox North America, for those coming in late, I still appreciate everyone coming. I put up a post maybe an hour ago just to preface this. So, yeah, everyone has, you know, a right to be mad. Absolutely, a right to cry. Everyone is allowed to express their emotions as much as they want right now. So, we're really, really getting into this. And I appreciate the comments. I really do. So, like I said, I wanted to read that part, and then I want to read what I had said in the middle of the night when I found this out. Just so that I can capture my emotion in the motion, because, you know, I worked all day. When I first read about this, I'm not going to have the exact same passion as I would right now. Like, it's not my house that's not my house that's getting torn down. So, like, I'm not in that ragey mode right now. Absolutely. So, let me read my post real quick, just to express my direct opinions. And a lot of this is targeted towards Cyberstep. Now, that's a fantastic question. I want to know that too. And I think it's partially yes. Like, you can't tell me for a second that if Onigiri Xbox was making, like, 100 grand a year or whatever, right? If they were making like booming profits, it wouldn't close down. You'd be retarded to close down something that makes you money. Like, as much as we think of developers and stuff, it's a business first, a game second. That's how a lot of things are, especially when they're free to play, right? Like, if everyone just dropped like $60 at the beginning, no one's gonna buy it because the game looks like PS2, PS3, hybrid graphics, whatever. You know, it's free for a reason, and then they want people to enjoy the game and play it. But moving on, I am all over the place right now. I'm not as refined as I want to be here. I want to but yeah, what I was trying to say is, yeah, if they were making $1 billion, they would never shut it down. If they were making half as much as PS4 makes or PC, it's still sustainable. So I guess as long as a server costs, like, as long as the players put in enough to pay for the servers and the players put in enough to pay the employees, then the game's going to stay afloat. Like, it's a lot like renting out a house. Like, if you have a house for rent and your renters aren't paying, well, you have to, you know. Anyway, I want to read what I had said just to express how I felt at the time. Because I've had a lot of comments on it, and I really appreciate those comments because I'm going to use those for a lot of points in the video. And especially having you guys here, I'm really, really happy and hoping we can bounce some ideas back and forth and talk about things. So here's what I said. What the fuck? What the absolute fuck does COVID have to do with a video game? The console isn't making money? Servers are too expensive? Release some goddamn content, updates, talk to your fucking players, engage your community. Do any of these things and you'll get your motherfucking OC. Make some fucking OC bundles. Let people put in $50 and get a free legendary ticket, a free Vanguard, whatever the fuck. Release packages. Make incentives for people to put in money. Put in discounts. Put in platinum bazaars. Do some fucking dev streams. Engage with your community. Do giveaways. Do events. Login calendars. Whatever the fuck. Do fucking something. There's so much wasted potential here. So much wasted potential. Passion equals profit. You get what you put into it. If the heart's gone, the passion's gone, you're not going to get anything in it. If they played their own fucking game and didn't just show up with a GM and beat the boss in 2 seconds and think, oh yeah, it fucking works, they'd fucking realize how things work. They don't fucking play the game. They don't know that. Like, look at the fucking Void Mags for 10 seconds. The Void Mags, I just got the recipe for it the other day. They're fucking garbage. Like, they're fucking horrible. Like, it's the newest 1.13 content. And, like, it's fucking useless. Skill caps at 500. Skill force caps at 500. Element caps at 250. All this shit caps. These mags don't do anything. They don't do anything. Like, they don't play the game. Like, they're too separated from it. They're not participating. There's no passion. They're not peddling. They're not practicing what they sell. You know? So let me continue. I said, what's next? Is PS4 on the chopping block? What do Steam and Switch players have to look forward to? We've had so many new members of this community, people coming to the channel from Switch, and I'm delighted to see them. I have so many questions, and I always have all these new players, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, and they're like, I'm on Switch. I'm like, oh wow, you're on Switch. I tried Switch, I couldn't stand the fucking thing, but people have a Switch and they like it. Like, we all knew in the back of our minds, yes, the game's going to come to an end at some point in time. But usually it's met with a predecessor of Onigiri 2 or something else. You know, what do Switch and Steam, even PC? PC is probably the safest place in the world right now. Like PC doesn't have server costs. PC probably does have server costs, but they don't have to pay like Microsoft anything. They don't have to pay Sony anything. They don't have to pay Nintendo anything. Like PC's probably in a safe haven because they have 100% control of the game on PC. Steam, it's probably really close, but Steam is still under Valve. So PC is probably the safest place. But yeah, the US team, when it was JP controlling everything, it was fucking great. US team, they don't fucking talk to us. They don't do fucking nothing. Like, And I said, do they take this as an omen? Is this where we see, oh shit, they got fucking COVID in Japan and China over there. Are we next? Is someone next? Like, you know, it's the same thing. Like, oh shit, buddy over there got shot. Am I next? Like, is the Reaper coming to my door next? That's that meme. It rings true. Good night, Eva. Thanks for joining. She was in the stream. Appreciate it. She stayed up late, but she's going to bed. So good night. All right. So next part. I said, and this doesn't make any fucking sense. When they said, oh, because of COVID. Listen here. COVID kept people in their fucking homes. They're glued to their TVs, their monitors, their consoles, the internet. They're there. Like, they're not anywhere else. They're at home playing video games. They're gonna play what they want to play. I really appreciate that, Kodak. I really do. I like hearing that from you. I thank you for that. So, we're going to get to that soon. I don't think COVID's worth a fucking load of shit when it comes to this. Like, this is what I'm saying. COVID kept people inside. People are under quarantine. They're going to play their favorite game. And if their favorite game is Onigiri, they're going to play it. But you can't play a fucking game that has no content. Like, for the longest time, like, Xbox doesn't get updates. They don't get love. You know? Like, it sounds more like a convenient excuse than anything else. And there's so little information given to us. Well, that's something you never think about, right? And it's something that... It's something that is part for every free-to-play game. Or any game in general. If you release a free-to-play game, it's a free model, you get the widest net, people come into it. If they like it, they stay. If they don't, they leave. They pay money, they play, they enjoy. You know? That's the pricing model. In the end, with that model, if players do... And I'm going to be fucking blunt in this video, okay? I'm not pulling my punches no more. I do that a lot, trying to keep people happy, but I'm not going to do it this video. This is the exact same reason why EU failed. EU failed because everyone knew the future. Everyone knew that they didn't need to put money in. Everyone knew that if they just fucking waited, played through the events, coasted along, got their login, milked all their free OC, got all their tickets, did all of this, and waited for Yogg, waited for the next free thing, waited for the next free thing, waited for the free Hound Dog mount. Oh, we don't need to buy Ifrit, I don't need to buy anything, because Hound Dog's gonna come. Oh, free Vanguards? I don't want a Vanguard. They're going to give us free Vanguards in events. The little trap boy, he's really good for impact. And Incognito Oda is going to get an awakening. And this and that and this and that and this and that. That mentality, and honestly, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you do that? If you knew that tomorrow you were going to get a free game, you're not going to buy the game today. You know? That future proofing, which I'm glad people have the ability to know things and do things in advance, you know, but EU was like that. All the top players in EU came from PS4, they came from PC, they came from Xbox. They waited for the game to be in their region so that they could put in OC. That's a lot cheaper than importing money, and people do. I know a ton of people in Brazil who have to spend a lot of money for OC because their, I don't know if it's pesos, but their currency is so much lower than the US dollar or the Canadian dollar or whatever, that if or when they roll, it costs them 3 to 4 times as much. You're only going to do that for something you love, right? And we have a huge Brazilian Spanish player base. I've met so many people that speak Spanish. Like we have a huge player base for them, and they roll. They do. You wouldn't do that for anything else unless you love the game, right? Exactly. $60 for a 5-roll. Like, fuck that. You know? Like, so EU failed because it didn't make money. The people that went to EU knew what they were fucking doing, and they did it the best they could. Like, I know a lot of you, and I welcome a lot of people that saw that Xbox wasn't going anywhere, and you invested in a PS4 and you came over. I've met a lot of people like that. I met a guy during the chocolate event, and he was like 127. I'm like, oh, hey, who are you? How's it going? And we started fighting guys together, chocolate monsters, and he said, oh yeah, I'm from Xbox. I took the plunge, and I came over, and I love it here. You know? Well, and exactly, Rena. Exactly. Like, but that's the thing. Like, if you knew the future, the stock market is a joke. You know, it's the same thing as, like, you ever, like, buy packs of cards, and you're like, oh, man, if I knew the future, I would only buy the packs of cards that had the rares in it, or the ones I want. I wouldn't bother with the others. I'd pick and choose the lottery tickets. You know, that's what the future kind of has. But, in a sense, that's why EU failed. So that's what happened to EU. So Xbox is in a very similar situation. Now, I don't want to say that this is self-induced for Xbox. Okay? Like, the thing... Like, EU also had government pressure as well, because that's when they started, like, cracking down on gacha laws and loot boxes and shit, because EA released, like, Battlefront and Overwatch had loot boxes, and people didn't like paying for gambling and child gambling, and they, like, let's say the boomers started to realize that there's gambling in games, yet the game's rated M for adults, and adults are only supposed to play it. And because people can't read the label, you have to punish the mass for the fault of the child, which is fucking stupid. That's like the whole thing about censorship, right? Like Mark Twain said, like, censorship is telling an adult he cannot enjoy a steak because a child might choke on it. It's the same thing when it comes to any censoring law, banning laws, anything. Unless people are fucking dying, it's your money. Do what you fucking want with it. You know the risks, you do it. Nobody puts a gun to your head and says, put your credit card into that fucking Nyan right now or I'm gonna kill you. It's your fucking choice every time. Sure, there's peer pressure. Sure, there's, oh, I want to keep up with the meta. Sure, oh, I want to get that thing. I want to get that outfit. You know, gambling's fun. Rolling is fun. If rolling wasn't fun, we wouldn't do it. If it, you know, so many points. But that was the fate of EU. No, exactly. Censorship does not work. Absolutely single. Absolutely. So, now, we kind of come to the case of Xbox. Okay, you want me to ask, do I think PS4 is next? At the end of this video, I want to have a serious discussion. Like, later on, I want to have a serious community discussion about what we do next as a community. Because what determines if PS4 is next or not is what the players do. it comes down to what the players do. If I think PS4 is next, PS4, it comes down to one fundamental thing. I appreciate that, Kodak. Raheem, I agree. I think that with PS4, it's going to come down to one fundamental point. And before I even get to this, something is just... KMC mentioned it earlier, and he's absolutely right. Don't close down a fucking server. Merge it. You have fucking Fortnite cross-playing over 2 years. No, sorry, over 2 years. Over platforms. You have Xbox and PS4 playing Fortnite together. You have Terra supposedly doing a merger, whatever the fuck. Instead of close it down, merge Xbox with PS4, or merge Xbox server with the PC server. They're both on a Microsoft platform. Merge it with Steam. Merge it with anything else. Yes, Elohim. Yes. Next month. But yeah, instead of shutting it down, Onigiri, I don't know why Cyberstep just... Maybe they don't have the capacity to do it, but they won't merge characters. Like... It doesn't make much sense to me. Like, how hard would it be to, like, scan someone? Like, what they could do is, like, I mean, I don't know if it's possible, but let's say you took someone's character files, like their player data, and you copied it, and you, like, said, here's a, like, and you message the player, hey, do you have, like, a PSN account? Okay, cool. Put in this code, and this will be your character. We're going to transfer you over, give you everything you had. Like... Yeah, achievements are kind of whatever. But, yeah, like, there should be some kind of merging. But, okay, so the question of, is PS4 safe? Is PS4 next? I want to address that, and welcome 34 people, 32 people. Is PS4 safe? Yeah, I agree, Operation Nightcore. And I'm really grateful the chat hasn't broken, but I will remind everyone that there is a limit of what I can see people type, just for the time being. So with PS4, the big question is, PS5's coming, okay? Yeah, there's Microsoft, or there's Minecraft as well. Minecraft, Fortnite, exactly. I think what determines the fate of PS4 is what happens with PS5. If, for example, Cyberstep comes out and says PlayStation 5 will support Onigiri, if they say that PlayStation 5 will support Onigiri and it will be cross-platform, it will be the same server, and you can just log in on your PS5 and play Onigiri. If that is the case, you know, a lot of us will eventually evolve to a PS5 as naturally we progress through consoles. And let's say you get to play Onigiri, like you get to transfer all your data and all that stuff. Like you transfer, like I'm on, it's the same thing with a PS4 and a PS4 Pro. If they put Onigiri, you can play it on a PS4 or PS4 Pro. If they put Onigiri on the PS5, and you can play Onigiri on the PS5, it's the exact same game, and it's just being ported, whatever, but you're playing it on a solid state drive, that would be fucking lit. If we could play Onigiri on the PS5 solid state drive, we'll be looking like motherfucking PC. But that's if they do that. Because, and companies can do that. Like, the game I play all the time on my phone, Fire Emblem Heroes, they just put on an update that said, hey, for people with older model phones, we're going to be updating the game to a point where it won't run on like the early iPhones and shit. You're going to need to upgrade to something with 2 gigabytes of RAM. And they told us that months in advance. And they said, hey, the game's going in a new direction. It's going to be really big. And we're going to change, you're going to need to change operating systems to play it. And you can still play it. Because it's still the same game. I said lit, did I? But yeah, it would be. It'd be amazing. So, what determines if PS4 server continues is if it becomes the Sony server and PS5 has it. If they release it for PS5 but it doesn't like if it doesn't transfer over shit, then it'll be damned. I don't know who'll play it then. But yeah, PS5 is confirmed to be backwards compatible for a lot of PS4 games. I know at launch it's going to be compatible with the 100 most played games, or so to speak, which is probably going to be every 2K game and everything with the word EA on it and anything else that has fucking backers wanting it. I don't think Onigiri should have a reboot. So, like, okay, honestly, I'll be fucking straight with you guys. I want a show of hands. If they release this game, if they said tomorrow, okay, perfect example. Xbox Onigiri shuts down. Xbox Scarlet X, whatever the fuck it's called, comes out. It's going to have Onigiri on it. How many people are going to go play it? It's following this process where this game shuts down, but it comes out, Onigiri also comes out on the Series X or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know what that thing's called. It comes out on it. Who's ready to start all over again and play the same game? Exactly. They can reboot it if we get to keep our characters. If you can transfer. Absolutely. That's your question. That's what matters. If you can transfer it over, absolutely. If you can't, fuck off. Hey, you just spent like... Let's say for me, for example, let's say I've spent like... Let's say in all these years, let's say I spent like 10 grand on the game. Probably not that much, but let's just say I spent like 8 grand on the game. Am I gonna do that again? No. Because it's not the game, it's the people. Like... and I think you all respectively have the right answer. If they transferred the game, if they transferred your characters, yeah. You transferred your stuff, yeah. If not, fuck off. That's my perspective. Like, I get that question asked a lot. Like, oh, if Onigiri shut down, are you gonna go to PC? Me? Go to PC? Me and my fucking nothing? Yeah, I have a gaming computer. I could. But what am I gonna do there? Like, into the eternal night we shall go. That's very, very, that's right. Like, it does make a lot of sense. Exactly, why would you? I gotcha at that. Now, I know there are a lot of players who are new here, and they came over and they deposited stuff, they invested in things, and they're good to go. But, like... Well, yeah, if they had a legit Onigiri 2, maybe, but it all depends how good of a game it is. Very good point, Royally. Some people, and nothing wrong with it, are 100% free to play. They have their PS4 and that's it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not all of us can just go pick up the other console, or a gaming computer, or whatever. You've been playing since 6th grade, dude. You're swearing and you're in grade 9. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you, Dreckle. But yeah, we have people from all over, all these ages. I'm 27. I started this when I was 23. Like, it's been 4 or 5 years. 22, 23, whatever it was. Now, JP, that's another part of this puzzle. No, Onigiri does not require PlayStation Plus on PS4 because Sony deemed it that if you have a free-to-play game, it does not require a subscription to play. Because on Sony, any game that is free does not require Plus, else it wouldn't be free. That's what they said. Well, Royally, I agree with the first part of your statement. Absolutely. My heart and my words go out to everyone who is dedicated on Xbox. It's no one's fault that when they decided to play Onigiri, they got tails for Xbox and heads for PS4. You know, it's a flip of a coin. I could have been playing Xbox. I mean, imagine. Now, sometimes I think about that, like, what if I had played Xbox and done Aurogiri on Xbox, and there was a big community on Xbox, and everyone wanted to be on Xbox? Would Xbox get updates, or would it stop? Is it content creators that drive free-to-play games? I really think it does. Like, I really think that if a game has no following, game has no content creators, game has no YouTubers, game has no social media in today's age, it has no presence, it does not do well. It doesn't work. It was like a week before. I remember that. And then it was delayed. Onigiri PS4 was delayed because Xbox couldn't get his shit together. I remember this. But personally, like I was saying before, like, you know, like, if I wasn't on PS4, if content creators like me and Lyra weren't on PS4, if the Nojitsune sisters hadn't been around, if Oni Crew hadn't been around, if Tifa hadn't been around, how long would Onigiri go? I know I've talked to many people on the channel that didn't play Onigiri, but they watched my video and they played. Like, yeah, content creators get no respect for Cyberstep, absolutely. No, it doesn't have many YouTubers for it, and I'll tell you, if Onigiri was oversaturated with YouTubers, yeah, the game wouldn't die. But if it would have been oversaturated with YouTubers during my time, I wouldn't have done it. I only did it because all we had back in the day was Supreme Tentacle. Supreme Tentacle taught us the basics of so much stuff. And the wiki as well. Printer and all those great data miners, people who really work on the wiki, they're really, really important too. If there was no wiki, fuck, it'd be hard. It'd be fucking hard to do anything. There's content creators, wiki developers. The fan base keeps the game going. You know? Like, but but for me, because Tentacle had quit around the time where we started getting Satan and stuff, I figured, well, if he's gone and people don't know a lot of stuff, that was when I started Aurogiri. You know? Like, because Tentacle wasn't there, I filled that gap and did it. Like, yeah, I very appreciate that, Julian. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a video version of the wiki. Although I mostly just do streams nowadays because it's easier. But that was my goal, was to be a visual wiki, in a way. Yeah, David, for sure. I do know that, yeah, Supreme Tentacle jumps in and out of Onigiri. I've heard him come in, I've heard him come out, I've heard him come in, I've heard him come out. Yeah. Oh, I remember dreaming of Garg. I used to dream about the the severance weapons because it had rain on it. That's right. That's absolutely true. That's true for any community. What game doesn't have a community present? Like, no free-to-play game can do that. Like, for sure. Now, I know a lot of people that played Onigiri for years, they migrate to other games. There are other MMOs. There's Black Desert, there's... What's that other game? I don't even know what they're called. There's Black Desert, there's... Terra, but I don't really like Terra. And just recently, Phantasy Star Online. Final Fantasy, that's the fucking one. Final Fantasy 14. That one's out there, too. There's Black Desert. What's the other one that's not Black Desert? There's some other MMO or something. It's not Black Desert. It's something else. Whatever. Onigiri as a game is fantastic. That's the other game. Phantasy Star Online 2 is just coming out on Xbox. Never went to. That's the other fucker. Thank you. Appreciate it. But Phantasy Star Online 2, a big PlayStation game. It was on JP forever. It's finally coming to... It finally came to US soil, North American soil, whatever, English language. Yeah, everyone was super hyped for Terra, and they played it, and then they're like, there's no end game. Everything's weird. Everything looks nice, but it doesn't make sense, and they came back. Like, that's me. That's me on Terra. Yeah, Phantasy Star Online 2. Like, a lot of times people have tried to get me to play a Japanese account and go play Phantasy Star and this and that. I do have on my gaming computer, I actually just downloaded Phantasy Star Online 2. Not because I wanted to be like some huge YouTuber for it or anything like that, or I think, oh, Onigiri's dying, or oh, I'm losing passion for Onigiri. It's nothing like that. But I got it because my friends want to play. Like my friends in real life, they all have gaming computers and stuff. My buddy's right fucking excited for Phantasy Star Online 2. Like, a little tidbit, one of my best friend in life, like my best friend, known him since we were 4 and 5 years old. We met walking. He lives on my street, but I didn't know it. And I was driving my bike around the block like over and over, and he was outside sitting down playing his Game Boy. And I came by and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm playing Pokemon. I was like, oh yeah, who's your starter? He's like, well, I keep picking Charmander, but it never lets me keep him. I'm like, oh, you gotta save your game. He's like, what do you mean save? I'm like, let me see. And I'm like, okay, you should get start Charmander. I said, okay, hit start. And then you go to save. And then you save your game so you keep your pace. And we've been best friends ever since. We didn't even go to the same school. We went to a different school, but we were still best friends. And, yeah, it's some Oro lore. Anyway, this past 2 summers, he actually got me into Fire Emblem Heroes. We all love Fire Emblem and stuff. And I really like that game. And, but this past year, like, he had a rough little bit of life for a bit. But this past year, he was diagnosed with, like, clinical depression, not like some cancer or whatever the fuck. But he did go through a spell of depression. He got a new job, it was fantastic, but he worked nights and it fucked with him and all this bullshit and drama, and he had rough times. But he had a shit ton of depression. And we helped him through that. He would be over here every other day. I'd be talking to him, you know. And just recently, he got his big gaming computer. Things are looking up for him. And he's fucking loving Phantasy Star. He's loving Phantasy Star Online 2. He's loving it. He's loving the game. Like, today, I was going to work, and he was messaging me, and we were just figuring, he's like, I'm going to make a guild. And he's like, what do we name the guild? And he lists all these names. I'm like, that one. You go with this one. And he's got a sick guild name. He's already made it, and he called it Starglaive. I'm like, that's fucking sick. That's a fucking sick name. Starglaive. So him and all my buddies are in it. I'm not in it yet because I'm level 3 in Phantasy Star. North American. He plays North American. And he really, really loves the game. He does. I'm not trying to sell this game or anything. I'm just trying to tell a story. So, this is sort of like a eulogy where we just talk about things. So he loves the game, and like, he's already grinding and shit. Like, I'm asking him questions, and he's telling me all this stuff, and he's like, Logan, that's my name, guys. He's like, Logan, I need to, like, he's like, can you make, like, Oro Star, and can I do it? Cause we have Aurogiri, right? And he's like, can we do Oro Star? Can we do it? Can we do Oro Star? I know everything about the game. Help you out. Can we do Oro Star? Or something. He called it Oro Star. Because it's Fantasy Star. He called it Oro Star. And I already made Aurelia in whatever the fuck the game's called. I'm thick as fuck. I got big tits and a huge ass. It's fucking nice. Anyway. I spent about an hour and a half doing that the other night. Oh my god. The faces and shit. It's fun. It's not Oral Star, but if it keeps you coming, then there you go. Yeah, so he's like, "Oh, can we do Oro Star? Can we do something?" And I might do something because he wants to. If he's got passion for something, my good buddy there. If he's got passion for something, he goes all the fuck in forever, and then he moves on to something else. Like every summer we play Pokemon. Because, like, we'll play Showdown or something, because we just get right into it, and we just do stuff, we just bang, 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 and we just play Pokemon for, like, 6 months, like 4 months we'll all play, and then we just stop, and then a new gen comes, we play, blah, 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 and it stops. But, like, he's right, like, he learns all the builds, he learns everything, he min-maxes everything, he's a big D&D guy. Like, when he plays D&D, like, with his... I don't like D&D, I don't like Dungeons & Dragons. Like, I like the premise of it, I just don't like when people get technical. He likes getting technical and going over all the numbers, and he's like, okay, we're gonna play. He's like, okay, I'm gonna be this class, this class, this class, and this is my weapon, this is this, my stats are min-max, I'm gonna roll this, and the DM's gonna get fucked because I'm gonna kill his boss in 2 seconds, I'm gonna do all this bullshit, and I'm like, I just want to sit here and talk shit with you guys about a fantasy story. Like, when we played D&D, my friends would be like, okay, we gotta do this. Me, when Logan plays D&D, when Oro plays D&D, Oro makes himself... I was a fucking... What do they call? I don't know what I am. It's like a rock person, a colossus, a titan. I don't know what the fuck I was. I was like a rock person. I was like the Thing. I was like a giant. I don't know what the fuck they're called. Not an orc, but I was like a mini giant or whatever. As retarded as that is. I was a mini giant. And like basically but I was also a druid, so I'm like a mini giant druid, whatever. I'm like a giant but not a fully giant. I'm like an 8 foot tall motherfucking 3,000 pound guy. But I'm also a druid, which makes no sense. And my plan of attack was we got attacked and I said, okay. They're like, Logan, what do? I turn into a bird. I'm gonna fly up really high, and I'm gonna turn normal and squash the bitch. Like, that's what I do. I play with my imagination. I don't play with the numbers and shit. I said, okay, this is my abilities. That's a golem. Not a golem, but it's like a titan or something. I don't know what the fuck. It's some special name or something. But that's what I do. For me, it's like, okay, I turn into a bird. I fly up, and I crush the goblin's head with my own fucking foot. That's what I'm doing. Like, to me, it's that's how I play. But him, he's all about the numbers. He's all about the golem. That's really fucking cool. But he's right, all methodical about it. Min max, get all the numbers. Like, he's been playing Phantasy Star for like 5 days, and he's like, oh, I gotta get this million experience, and I gotta buy this stuff on the trade, and I gotta do this. And apparently the game has mags, and I'm like, oh, cool, Onigiri has mags. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. For me, mags are different. And anyway, he's super into it. So if we did do side content, like if he wants to get that going, whatever, I'll let him. I don't mind. If he wants to invest himself in a mic or whatever, he can. Because I think you can have extra channels on the channel, which is something I have. I do have another channel on the channel called What If Gaming, which is really, really fun. Planning to come back? Are my guides still good? for the most part, you're going to get fundamental knowledge. A lot of things are outdated because recipes get reduced, methods disappear. The bow guide is not up to date. But for the most part, you're going to get the gist of things if you just, like, give it an honest look and listen and figure it out. The wisdom is there, but the words might not be accurate, if that makes sense. Yes, Izuyoi. Very sadly so. It is going to get shut down. So we went on a little happy trail there talking about this stuff, but Phantasy Star is kind of fun. I haven't played it with controller yet. I don't think, like, at face value, I'm like, this isn't as good as Onigiri. Like, I haven't got my water dragon yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't done the thing yet that gets you like, oh, but it's a decent game. It's decent for what I played. Like, it's not, I'll tell you straight up, it's not everything I hate about other MMOs. Like, Terra, I don't like... To me, what makes Onigiri special, is the individuality and uniqueness every person has. Yeah, you have to maintain money for the server, even if you aren't touching it, because you have to pay your internet bills, you have to pay electricity, you have to pay upkeep, you have to pay, like, cyberstep fees or whatever. Not cyberstep, but cyberspace fees. Like, you also, if your server's connected to Xbox, let's say, or it's connected to PlayStation, you probably have to pay some kind of rent, something like that, in order for them to house your thing. So yeah, servers cost money. Yes. That's really cool, Thunder. Gaming computers are really awesome. I use mine to play hentai games. And in the future, League of Maidens is coming, which is something that I support their Patreon. It's basically like, it's going to be an MMO game, and it's going to be an MMO game, but also a hentai MMO in a while, in a way. And there's like magic and swords, and you fight giant monsters, and it's getting ramped up, but it's got like huge jiggle physics and like nudity, and I don't know if there's full-blown sex or not, but you can make things pretty thick in that game, and the graphics are really nice. It's probably going to be PC only, and I don't know, you probably have to like stream it on like Pornhub or something, or like Plex Stream or something. Because, I mean, you could turn off the nudity. You don't have to play with it. So you probably could stream it on YouTube. They do have a YouTube channel. That'll probably be out probably 2021, 2022, something like that, maybe. I don't know. But it's pretty cool. Like, I fund it, like, $20 a month. Whatever. Super Jiggles. Like, if I could... they have a non-disclosure thing right now. Like, you cannot stream it in any way, shape, or form. But you can put screenshots. Like, I might put out a community post later and show you guys what my character on that game looks like. It's pretty nice. I have huge knockers. Cause I generally I make Oro in any game I play now. Whenever I play something in character creation, I'll make Oro. Like Oro has become a part of me. So, what hentai game is called? But that game is it's going to be free to play too. It's going to be on PC, Steam. It's on Steam. It will be on Steam. It's League of Maidens. But what I mean by like hentai games is like on PC there's so many like hentai games and stuff. Just things you can download on Steam right cheap. Like there's things like Wish. Wish is a game, it's got really good music, and it's like they're not MMOs, just little games. Like I've played hundreds of little RPGs that get released, like hentai RPGs, like I'll find them online, whatever. You play them. But it's like I like playing things like Honey Pop. Like Honey Pop's fun. Like you collect. It's like a what's that Bejeweled game? It's like Bejeweled in a way. Connect 3. I don't know what the fuck they're called, but it's like Bejeweled. But you like beat the enemy, and then they get naked as you hit them, and then you fornicate with them, and you advance the story. It's a really cheap game. It's really fun. Oh yeah, Nekopara is on Steam. Nekopara is an anime, but if you play the actual Nekopara, and I played the actual Nekopara, it's straight up hentai. It's a visual novel. Visual novels mean hentai. Like, that's what they are. It's a story with sex. Like, it's in there. Like, in Nekopara, you bang the cat girl. Like, it happens. Many times. Absolutely. But we're getting off topic as much as I enjoy these conversations. An Aurogiri, exactly. Shout out to all the waifus, that's right. So, I lost track. But I have to find my other community post because I want to go over some of the comments. Cats age 6 times as fast as humans. Listen to yourselves. Because a cat's heart beats 6 times as fast as a human's and they only live for so long, it's because a cat ages 6 times as fast as a human. And a dog ages 7 times as fast as a human. Oh, you download the patch and you uncensor it. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. So if they're like 9, like if the cat girl's like 9, she's, I mean, fuck, she's not 9, but if she's like 12, she's actually like, okay, if she's 15, she's actually like 65 years old. Like, every cat girl you bang is a straight up gilf. Like, fuck. It's fantasy, calm your tits. Anyway. Yeah, reptiles live longer. That's right. Them lamias live a long time. You beat their censored patch. All right. So we did get some comments, and I want to read them about the whole debacle, the whole Xbox situation. So Travis was saying PS4 is definitely next, and I told him, I think if ever we, now this is a big thing, okay? And this is a lot of my raw responses where I'm not just on a stream talking live. This is me thinking. I answered a lot of these at work today. And I said, I think... And he said, PS4 is next. Now, I mentioned the whole angle about PS5, that if PS5 gets Onigiri and you can log in from your PS4 to your PS5, the game will live another 10 years. You know? Like, that's just how it'll go. But what I said was, if ever we start seeing... Like, we have to look at the signs on Xbox. If ever we start seeing a huge drought in content for an extended period of time, that is cause for concern. That is a red flag. If all of a sudden we just stop getting updates, if all of a sudden, like, we just stop getting updates, then things are not looking good. Xbox last update was like last September, and the one before that was last October. Like, do they actually respond to PS4 players? Not recently, no. I used to be able to talk to them on Facebook and stuff, but now they don't answer nothing. We'll have to see what they say, because I don't even think they said anything on Twitter. Staffing problem, that could be possible. They said it's because of COVID. Like, can't people just do it from home? I don't know. I honestly think the COVID's a big fucking coincidental, like, it's just convenient timing to blame COVID, in my opinion. Like, ever since COVID started, I've not stopped working. Like, I'm in an essential service. Like, that's just where I work. But to me, I don't even realize COVID's happening because I go to work every day. Like, I know it's happening. But where I live, in New Brunswick, we have 0 cases. 0 active cases right now. Like, 0 new cases. The only cases we got was because someone crossed the border, a doctor's a real fucking retard. He went from the most fucking infested place in Canada, in Quebec, and he went over to Campbellton. And because he was a doctor, he thought he'd be fine, and he infected a bunch of people, and a guy died for it. Like, that's all we got for COVID. We're actually, like, one of the best in the world. Like, we dropped our state of emergency. And we only just had to go back to wearing masks because of this one retard that crossed the border. That's all it takes. So I don't think I don't think COVID's to blame. But yeah, that's a big thing, JK. Absolutely. Absolutely. They need to stop fucking giving, like, you have your kids, you have PC, you have Taiwan, you have JP, whatever, then you have your console games, and then you have it on other, like, they keep spreading out too much and they stop nurturing what they already have, trying to open up new restaurants in other towns, trying to get more money, but they don't put any dedication towards it. They don't have any heart. Like, let's say, for example, that I was made like a GM and I did like dev streams like they do for Warframe. Like, let's say like every month a new update comes and you see Aurogiri dev stream and it just says, hey, this is the new update. This is the content you can look forward to. Here are some builds I recommend to go for stuff. Or maybe even a week before, hey, the event's coming to an end. This is some stuff you should farm, etc., 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 etc. Like, if they did something like that, anything at all, to advertise their content. Back in the day, they used to do video trailers for Lucifer and Satan and Venus and Siegfried, and now it's all gone. It's just keep printing shit, and it's like, ugh. It's all just, like, honestly, I think Sublimes are way better. I think, so, just game-wise, I think Sublimes are way better than just pumping out new Vanguards. I'd rather have them, like, benefiting the player than just giving another Vanguard, because, like, I already have Vanguards, fuck off. But it's like, oh, you can make me as a player better? Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Exactly. That's I think I mentioned that, but they're birthing way too many kids, and they don't have enough. That's a great way to put it. You can't have all these kids and expect to feed them all. Like, doesn't work. You have to take care of what you make. Absolutely. You have to water your flowers regularly or they will wilt. Fuck, give us Redux events. Absolutely. Okay, so... And then Travis also commented, I want to keep reading these comments. Travis said, I think the growing story issues is a major indicator. This is something I didn't consider. Cyberstep on PS4's side has not addressed our glitches recently. We do get new content, but they're not fixing anything. Last time they fixed something was when we couldn't log in, or something like that. But they're not fixing Kyoto Skies, and they're not fixing Kaguya Hime event on the moon with Deitenryu there. Like, those events aren't fixed. Story's not being fixed. They're pumping out updates, but they're not fixing things. Like, I don't want to... Yeah, they stopped fixing. Yeah. That's a red flag. Okay? They stopped fixing shit. Now, it's either they're ignorant, or they don't have the capacity to, or whatever. Honestly, following this video, I think everyone should tweet at JP Onigiri, who actually fucking listen, and tell them, hey, like, can you tell the US team to smart the fuck up? Fix our problems. Things aren't happening. We have to go above our current management and talk to their direct supervisor. You know what I mean? Like, things have to be addressed. And then he goes on to say they have an acknowledged fact they screwed up the Orihime update. I don't know if it's been fixed or not. Yeah. And then I said, not fixing story is a big red flag. Good eye. I'll be doing a stream on the topic tonight. I'm really happy to see so many points and perspectives in this post. Yeah, no one saw this. Well, some people did, but not today. Are there any other comments? So Thunder Anime, who is here now, he did say, why do I feel like they're making excuses with COVID? Absolutely. And then Lord Razor. Absolutely. I agree 100% with Lord Razor. And he's got X's instead of O's, but I'm going to call him Lord Razor because I think that's what he's trying to say. He said they better be pumping out updates from now on. excellent point. So this is more like a positive note, but so they're severing ties with Xbox. Xbox is not generating money. Xbox is not, there's no content to it. Money's not coming from it. They're cutting the lines with it. Like they're letting it go. You know, you it's how you make flowers. You cut off the dead ones. If this action of terminating Xbox does not generate a resurgence in content, a resurgence in Cyberstep, like, you know, when people say, oh, if only I wasn't dragging this huge weight on my back, I could do more. Like, if we don't see them start doing more and being on top of the ball, like allocating their resources where they need to be, then it's a huge red flag, and it's a huge disappointment. Like, you couldn't take care of all 6 of your kids, so you killed the 5th one. Well, if you just killed them to kill them and you're not helping out the other kids, well, then you're just a murderer. You're an incompetent parent at that point. What other comments do we have? Kentaro Uchiho put out a really heartfelt message, and I want to read that to everyone. He said, well, there's Xbox update 0.00, game shutdown, raid. That was a bit of a joke. He said, rest in peace, Xbox, and all their players who put time and money into your characters. That's not what you deserve for your dedication. Very well said, Kentaro. It's a good point. You think, I don't know what to feel about Switch and Steam. I really don't know. And then we have Chuck Finley, who said they wanted to give up on Xbox for a long time. This was just a convenient excuse to finally do it. I 100% agree. They knew that they were too far behind in content on Xbox, so they just waited for the moment they could shut it down. Then Julian, there's your comment, Julian. I appreciate you being here and there. Julian said, yeah, the pandemic was a shitty excuse. We all know it had nothing to do with COVID. They just don't care about their players. It's a huge slap to the face. Makes it hard to even want to transition to another platform. I 100% agree. Might be easier to get stronger on other platforms, but damn, so much time and effort wasted. Absolutely, they should transfer accounts. Absolutely. It's a Microsoft account. You should get your Onigiri account. You should have your login information. They should be like, oh, you can log in via Microsoft and log into your PC. Like, for fuck's sakes, do it. Like, people will do it. People will invest. And then we have NVTTZ, or TTV, who is here right now in the chat, and he said, I don't mind starting over and shit, but damn, all that time and effort on my Xbox for just what? Nothing? Yeah, I have a PSN account, but I'm still going to miss all my buddies that helped me and made my character to where it is now. Absolutely. Time and time again, people would ask me, Oro, when are you going to quit? Are you going to play till the game shuts down, or are you going to quit at some point? And I said, the day I quit is when all my friends quit. Because that's what it is. If you have no one to play with, you have no friends, you have no one to play with, then like that's what makes the game. Now I know there's a lot of people who solo the game and they don't have that many friends, but to me that's what matters. To me what matters is my friends, and to be honest, a lot of my friends don't play anymore. A lot of the What Do group I was in, and we ran everything together, a lot of them don't play anymore. Like Lyra's on and off, but like Lyra still plays, he still logs in every day, but he only really like he'll do Sleet and stuff with me if I ask him to, but he said he doesn't like this update right now. He says I'll wait for a real update. He's not interested in Purgatory, and he doesn't like the update we have right now because it's kind of a joke. He says I'll wait for a real update because he grinded the fuck out of Mikami. Like he really he goes in when he goes in. So, but our buddy Suzaku, he hasn't been on in a long time. Harai doesn't play. Eva plays, but she's been slowly transitioning, trying to get out of it, and I keep roping her back in. But Eva plays. Shiro plays, but a lot of them don't anymore. So when you probably notice that when I want to do Sleet Oni mode or Sleet runs, I'm always asking out in the crowd. I'm always like, hey, anybody want to come play? Anybody geared up for this? You know. So yeah, like, if ever you've been timid about approaching me or wanting to play with me or anything at all like that, please cast that aside and let me know. I've met a lot of players in the past couple months. Really nice people. I've talked to a lot of people. So if anybody, and for real, if you're coming from Xbox and let's say you want to come to PS4 over here, I'll absolutely, you can reach out to me and we'll do some stuff. We'll play. I can't guarantee that I'm not going to promise. I promised once that, I'll carry everyone through something. I can't do that. I can't carry everyone through X, Y, Z, and everything below and beyond. But if a lot of you want to come over to PS4, by all means, do not be strangers. If you want to go to PC or anything at all, do what's best for you. If you want to come to PS4, by all means. 40 people, I really appreciate it. And for those coming, yeah, it is very sad, and it is true. Yeah, I feel like I have to breathe more life into the game. Like, I will admit, like, I work a lot more now. Like, I do 40, 50 hours a week, etc., etc. So I don't put out as much content anymore, but, that's life. You do what you do. You can't really say no to $20 an hour and overtime and all that stuff. Like, when I wasn't working, I wasn't going positive with money. No, I wasn't. I lost a lot of my savings on Onigiri. But now I make it all back, and everything's looking good at work. I might get a part-time. I might get officially hired soon enough, so that'd be fun. Yeah, like, don't be a stranger is what I'm trying to say, if anything at all. What other comments here? Crap. Trying to go back. I wonder if anyone commented on the other community post I put out today. Like, I put one out like an hour before this stream. Hey Kentaro, I read your comment on stream a little bit ago. I really appreciated it. It was very heartfelt. Were there any comments on this? There were no comments on it. But I did want to pull this up just so that I can read what I wanted to do with the video, the goals of this video, and how we're holding up now. What actually came about. So I said, the format I want to undertake is exhibition the first half, information on the situation, why it's happening, what it led up to, parallels with EU, JP, red flags, etc. We've done a lot of that stuff. I'm actually not on too many tangents, and I'm not running everywhere else. Yeah, and I'm very, very pleased by the turnout here. I know not everyone comments, but viewing it really helps. Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. I feel like I've appreciated every single subscription. It's been a long time. I'm not going to try to talk very at the end of the road here, but it has been a long journey. And we've gone from, I started at like 250 subs, and now we're at 10 times that amount. That's ridiculously awesome. It's kind of odd that they released it, only they're canceling it. It hasn't been around that long. Yeah, like, it's been a good 5 years. It's been 5 years. And that was one of the main reasons I got into Onigiri, because it was a new game. It was a new, you're going to invest into a new game and you're going to take over it and you're going to do your best with it. It was a chance for a new world. Alright, thank you, JK. That's the main fucking point. We got to get to that. So, what led to Xbox's downfall in the first place? We got to objectively just talk about this shit, okay? So, for everyone that does or doesn't know, Xbox was gifted a special feature by Microsoft because they wanted to differentiate themselves and be better than PlayStation at an anime game. They wanted Xbox to be the source of anime games. But as we all knew, when it was PS3 and Xbox 360, Xbox 360 didn't have that many anime exclusives and all that stuff. But PS3 would have the One Piece games, they'd have all the Compile Heart games, they'd have all the friggin' Idea Factory games, they have all the anime shit, the Bleach games. At first they had the Storm games, all that stuff was all Sony. They had that corner marketed. Xbox, when it came to Onigiri, an MMO game, Japanese anime MMO game, because they know anime sells, whatever game has the anime is gonna, whatever console has the anime is where gamers go, because 90% of gamers like anime, or they're just sports jocks that want to play the game. Neptunians as well, absolutely. Like, I was a huge Xbox 360 guy. I barely touched my PlayStation 3 guy. Xbox 360 was the fucking shit. Xbox 360 was fantastic. Like, for me, it's like Wii, Xbox, then PS4. PS4 was a billion times better than the Xbox One. I'm really glad. As a whole, I don't like Xbox One as a console. I think they lost a lot of their magic and they went super corporate and things just don't work as well over there. They don't. And PlayStation has all the exclusives. PlayStation has all the anime exclusives. They have all that stuff. That's where the content is. They introduced Party Chat. They had this. That was the place to go. Now, as a whole, and I will return to the God Glitch and stuff. I'm just talking about this dynamic. I will return to God. I'm not gonna dissensuate. So, because Microsoft wanted Xbox, I did not run yet, Mocha. If you want to run after the stream, that'd be fine. I did not. I'm gonna get there, Thunder. That's what I wanted to talk about, but we have to stay on track. We have to stay on track. But I want to talk about that so bad. Because that's what controls the market. No, people do not get refunds. They don't, but earlier we mentioned that they're not letting people put money into the game on Xbox at all right now. You're not allowed to charge into it. You're not allowed to buy OC. You're not allowed to do anything but play it for a month. You're not allowed to do that. That's the only silver lining, is they're not sucking up as much money as they possibly can in the last final minutes and have players lose that money. They're not doing that, but they also said no refunds. They said no refunds from the beginning of the game, terms of service, you do what you do, it's a gamble, fuck you. Anyway, but we all agreed to it, so fuck us as well. So, Xbox had single player mode, which was completely alien to any other console. It's an MMO. Why did it have single player? You lost a court refund case? Interesting. So, single player mode was basically when you played it was a way to play Onigiri without any other players around, and you were just by yourself. It was single player mode in an RPG for the people that wanted to play single player. Does it have... Now, you Xboxians, does single player mode let you play offline? Or are you online when you play single player mode? Cool. Thanks, Mocha. Nick, it's Xbox, not PS4. So that's the question. So you have to be online. Okay, because wouldn't that be nice if you could just play offline? That'd be fun. You can't be offline and play. Okay, thank you very much for the answers. It's just things I don't know. So, essentially, has anyone ever played Pokemon? You ever go to catch like a legendary Pokemon and it's the wrong nature, so you don't save the game, you shut it off, you turn it back on, and you re-roll? RNG manipulation, it's a common thing you do in single-player games. Well, Onigiri, a game that's online and saves after you do almost every single action in the game, aside from changing your equipment slots, because if you crash after changing mags and shit, that doesn't contain itself. Yeah, so Xbox was able to do that, and in the beginning of streaming, when we were first getting Satan, I remember Lyra was a streamer. I wasn't a streamer at the time. And Lyra would be streaming, and people would ask him, what's your build? And he's like, oh, I got a nice 10 crit Watatsumi, or whatever the fuck it would be at the time. And Xbox people would ridicule him. They'd say, oh, you don't have perfect mags? You don't have perfect smelts? Ha 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 ha! We have the God glitch, and everything is perfect. There is no RNG. Our skills go on perfectly. And he was getting berated, and he said, well, fuck you, I'm playing the game and doing the best I can without cheating, you ass twat. And that was what Lyra would say. And it would happen all the time. And there was one man who played on Xbox, his name was Jason Kyle. He's a motherfucking legend, because every time Cyberstep would post anything on Twitter, on Facebook, or anything, Jason Kyle would show up and talk shit, straight shit to everyone. And we would, anytime they would post anything at all, we would wait for Jason Kyle to post. We fucking love that man. That man was amazing. Hey, Hell Karma, how you doing? Oh, and the other day I said a word that sounded like Jason Kyle, and he's like, Jason Kyle, is he back? The legend? He fucking loves that guy. Who is that guy? There's a guy on Twitter who, he must have been an Xbox guy, and this was really, really recently. Am I gonna go for 135? Depends if Onigiri's not getting shut down when PS5 comes out. If everything is hunky-dory in the world and nothing goes wrong and there's no cause of concern and Onigiri goes to PS5 or whatever and everything's perfect, then I'll go for 140, fuck it. Because 140 is coming, I'll go to 139, no problem. That's whatever. Absolutely. But so yeah, so this God's glitch, this GG. So basically what it was you could play in single player mode, which had like there was a guy spam Twitter. That's what I'm talking about. There was a guy recently. Exactly. And so basically what would happen is players would have the ability to do an ornamentation. If they didn't like it, they would close app, reopen the game. Like, they wouldn't, like, normal save, they would dashboard and close, whatever. And because the game would only save at certain points. And, hey, Chuck, I read your comment earlier in the post. Appreciate it. But yeah, they were able to re-roll mags to get the perfect ornamentations. Like, players would have things like double Yggdrasils. And we're all like, what? Like, Yggdrasil, it's like, it's an ornamentation to get extra skill force. And back when skill force was important, honestly, I don't think skill force is that important anymore. Like, skill force is like capped all the time. Yeah, you'd get 48 element mags, you'd get 44 skill force mags, you'd get 16 crit fate. They wouldn't really do fated. They would use Fierce God's focus with, like, they would have max element on their mags, and they would have whatever, and they would just use Fierce God's focus and do all that stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't discount it for a second, Affinity. I believe it absolutely. So, what I'm getting to is I'm giving a big build-up, and I really shouldn't, but this is almost in a way a eulogy for Xbox, so I want to mention things as they were. But, So you could get perfect mags. You could get perfect weapons, perfect skills. You could re-roll so you get max weaponsmiths, upgrades, etc., etc., etc. Like, I remember them saying, oh yeah, our Garg weapons are like stronger than your El Sin because we did it perfectly. Or they would say things like that. Yeah. 105. I've seen it. Like, I remember I went on, I did a stream on Xbox just so I could look at bazaars. We didn't have bazaars for the longest time, and Xbox did. Xbox had GG, which is what they called it, God Glitch, to re-roll things and make them perfect. They had the GG, they had stalls. We were envious of Xbox for so long. For so long. As PS4. Like, they would taunt us, oh, we have stalls. Oh, we have this. And then eventually we got that. We caught up. And it never really stopped us, because we just invested in crit, which was a safer option, because, you know, everything for us was finite. Everything was, you have one shot at this, you use your band-aid, and that's it. So, what this meant, players on Xbox were able to smelt a weapon without using buttons. They were able to do ornamentations without using band-aids. They were able to not run through a bunch of skill cards making a weapon. They were able to use a lot of resources one time and not use it as much times as other consoles. Benomi, how good is Night Sky in the game? Night Sky is a fantastic weapon. It does lack attack, but with accessories and assist partners, Night Sky is a fantastic weapon. With Supreme not around, Night Sky is still a solid weapon. It just has low attack. To answer your question, Benomi, appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of it was a very, I don't know how people would brag about cheating either. It doesn't make any sense. It's like a bodybuilder complaint, like saying, oh, you don't take steroids, oh, you're such a bitch. Like, and Elohim's absolutely right. So that's the end of this journey I'm building up. So they're able to do this, that. So they don't have to buy band. I remember when I was making my Satan weapons, my cross, when that was the big fucking deal, I ran out of buttons. I went to the store, bought a $20 PSN card, and came home. I bought some buttons. You know, band-aids as well. Like, I cared about what I had. If I was going to do something, I was going to get buttons for it. I was going to get band-aids for it. So, players on Xbox that knew this exploit, and this is going to be your what would be like the whale percentage, like the players who are at the top, that top percentile of players isn't spending what they should be to be top percentile of players who desire perfection. Because people that truly 100% give a damn about everything are going to put in money to make sure that their dams are given good. So they're not. So, like, the people that should buy buttons weren't buying buttons. The people that should buy band-aids weren't buying band-aids, and etc., etc., etc. So, to continue, that's where we're getting there, Elohim. We're getting there real quick. We're getting there, bud. So, the GG would allow you to, you know, the same way you'd use a skill card and have it not work and regain the skill card, they could also, eventually they learned that they could use gacha tickets in the same way. They would roll a gacha ticket, and if it came out like platinum or something, if it came out satisfactory, they kept it. But I remember I was in chat with someone and they said, I have re-rolled this goddamn SP ticket 1,000 times and I have not gotten Miyamoto. So back when Miyamoto came out and they had their, like, they had Mountain of Thorns where you could get 5 gacha tickets, 5 SP tickets. Well, players were able to get, by re-rolling SP tickets, they were able to re-roll each ticket until that ticket gave them a Miyamoto scroll. So people had 5 scroll Miyamoto back, and she's still fucking amazing. 5 scroll Miyamoto without dropping a cent. Now I know it's possible. I have friends that do have that. And like people that are free to play that have 5 scroll Mia, it happens, but that's over the course of 5 years. This was concentrated to the course of 5 minutes, you know. So this continues. So let's extrapolate upon that for a second. This works for SP tickets. SP tickets are shit nowadays, but this works for SPs. Now, I don't know if Xbox ever got a legendary gacha ticket. I don't know if that ever did, but if they did get a legendary gacha ticket, they're getting who the fuck they want. They're not getting their 10th Miyamoto scroll like me. They're going to get their 5th Oda scroll. They're going to get their Lancelot. I mean, if they had Oda, if they had Lancelot. Pardon my language. But you get what I'm saying. Same thing with premium tickets. Gacha tickets when things are in the units. Cyberstep gains absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing from that. So, because they want to be generous, but because that generosity can be exploited and optimized, which is at no one's fault. If I could get a Tempest, or not I wouldn't do that. I still wouldn't do that. That's kind of retarded to me. But if I could get a Knowledge or a Cielo, and you know how my Cielo is? My Cielo is pretty damn good. If I could get a Cielo with triple Avenger, a double Avengers, and a perfect Fated on it, you're looking at like 40 crit on a goddamn mag. Like, whew. If I could have 2 of those, holy Jesus, yeah, I'd want that. At some point, when you played as long as I would, whether you cheat or not, it doesn't really matter. Like, at the end of the day, whatever you made in 2013 probably isn't, or 2015, 2016, probably isn't holding up in 2020. No one's using those perfect gargoyle weapons. No one's using those Mephi weapons. No one's using this and that, this and that, this and that. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. You can't blame someone for it. You know? They have to have a high moral integrity. But if you have a high moral integrity and choose not to use the GG and fight against the grain, well, then you're using your wallet and you're getting ridiculed. Oh, absolutely, Ryan. You have every right to be angry. I was very, very angry at the beginning of this video, and I was very angry I made my post last night. Yeah, Lulu, I did mention Phantasy Star earlier. We talked about it for quite a while. If that's what you want to go to, absolutely. Well, yeah, GG will shape your meta. So let's look at let's take a step back and look at this. So players, and because of Xbox, now I don't know if their lack of content and updates was because they weren't making money, or whatever, or but I think Cyberstep knew about the GG, but they could do nothing about it. And as someone said earlier, oh, you could GG free OC as well. I guess if you're gonna roll with OC, yeah, because it's just 40 OC. You use it, you get it back, whatever. That makes sense. So that's probably what they didn't understand, was like think about it. It's like, how come the PS4 game makes all this money, but the Xbox game does not make this much money? Like, what's wrong with it? They're in the same server. No, we do not have GG on PS4. Well, we have some glitches and shit on PS4 for sure, but they're nothing to that extent. And what I mean is, I've heard rumors of people wearing, essentially there's a way to manipulate equipping your mags and equipping your accessories in such a certain way that it's essentially you're wearing 3 accessories. So let's say, for example, you have 3 Oda accessories, and you would essentially have a 60% attack buff from wearing 3 Oda accessories. Like, there's a way to wear like 3 accessories, like it fucks it up, because like mags and accessories occupy the same slots even though they're not, because like if you exceed your chakra count, and this is something I noticed, like if you exceed your chakra count, it disables your accessories, which means that mags and accessories are in the same area. There's a duplication glitch on PSN, but it's very broken. Interesting. I'd like to hear about it. But and that's the thing, because of the their terms of service, which they updated, as a mouthpiece for not for Cyberstep, but of Onigiri, someone who streams, someone who's out in the public, I can't discuss glitches. Like, it's against their terms of service to talk about them. But this is on Xbox. This is something in the past. Yeah, like, why wouldn't you? You make something, you make a copy of it, you sell it to someone, and infinite profit. Stonks. Yeah, there's people that spend thousands. Absolutely, I've met people that spent like $1,500 for Vanguard. I'm like, holy jeez, the most I spent was like $1,000 for Miyamoto, and I didn't even get her. I had to get her later. We don't have the option to watch ads for OC. Only PC had that. Absolutely, Rhyme. That's what in my big post I ended it with so much potential wasted. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I understand you're downtrodden and sad because this is your game. That's the other side of the fence that you're on. And you have every right to feel as you do. 47 people, thank you, welcome. If 4 more people come, we're going to be in trouble because the maximum gathering I can have in my province is 50 people. That's just a joke. But yeah. And you definitely future-proofed yourself. And every kudos to you. Okay, yeah. So, with GG, players were able to duplicate gacha tickets. They were not spending. They were able to duplicate items, perfect smelt, perfect mags, perfect this, perfect that, perfect this. You can't tempt a person who has everything. Welcome, Roberto. That'll suck. You never got Yellow Dragon. Yeah, that's so stupid. 5 almost. Wow, that's crazy, dude. But that's all you had. Like, 3 a bit, that's crazy. But what I mean by that's all you had is that was your content's cap. That was your end game. That's impressive. I'm not trying to say that's all you had, but I'm saying, like, that is the maximum power you could have been at. And you were there, like, at that level. 10 nadir? Did you craft 10 nadirs or did you duplicate that? That's crazy, man. Anyway. Now, good question. Why not just take the single player out of the game? I think they tried to. They wanted to. But I think it was against Microsoft's contract to take it out because it was in the contract with Microsoft to have single player mode in the game. It was something they wanted. Which, retrospectively, is the root of their downfall. Yeah, with Microsoft, yeah. That's right. So, to be honest, because players didn't spend, because of this exploit, it essentially ruined the game. It very backfired on them. And the root of it all is Microsoft. But no, and you can't blame Cyberstep for making that deal either. Like, imagine you're the small developer that Cyberstep claims they are, and you want to put your game on console for, like, the first time. Like, imagine you're Cyberstep for a second, and you want to put your game on, like, one of the 2 biggest video game giant consoles of our century, because 2000s just started, and you want to be on Xbox, you want to be on Microsoft, and they say, okay, you can do it, but you have to put single player mode in because we want to fuck the PlayStation guys over there. And who are you to tell your team, no, I have standards, and I don't want there to be a single player mode in the game because it will have repercussions that are irreversible and can ruin the economy of a game that we don't even have yet. They can't foresee that. No one's going to say, no, Mr. Microsoft, I don't want to partner with you and make money. No, sir, no, fuck you. No, that ain't happening. That is not happening at all. Single player has to be in every Xbox game? My God. So, really, that's the big root. That's the big root of all these problems, is the deal they made with the devil. They made with Microsoft. Was this single player mode that ended up corroding your game. That led to infinite things that broke the market, broke the ability to have a stable economy, have a working thing. And I mean, listen, if you had the power to have infinite monies or to go to work every day and do things like a normal human being, you're going to take infinite monies. Save that for when you're reincarnated and want to change a pace. You know, 51 people, woo, milestone. That's amazing. Don't want to celebrate during these dark times, but it happens. That's exactly what broke the economy, because it allowed for duplication, people not having to pay as much, this, that. Yeah. Xbox was on the chopping block for a long time. I do know that they had a big cry for help was when I remember someone said, Oro, Xbox's OC is on sale. And I'm like, is our OC on sale? I'll buy $300 right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to pay $300 for like $500 worth of OC, I'm going to do that. But you can't foresee it. It didn't happen. So Xbox, I remember they put OC on sale. That was their first sign. That was the first red flag saying, please buy stuff. Please. You know, that was a big cry out. And the stopped updates and this and that and this and that and this and that. I agree, Generic. I'm really hoping that with PS5, it allows a server to transfer over. Alright, guys. This is not an alright, guys. I gotta go. This is an alright, guys. How would you feel? I think I asked this earlier, but there's more people here. But how would you feel if they terminated Xbox Onigiri only to release Xbox Onigiri again on the Xbox Series X? And this time it doesn't have single player mode. There's no GG. It's just vanilla Onigiri. And they release it. Like, how much of a fucking slap in the face would that be? That was a red flag too. They did merge with JP. They did. Why they didn't merge with PC is fucking beyond me. Sure, people would show up and they'd be underpowered on PC, but like, it wouldn't matter. But what I mean is, like, let's say Cyberstep knows what's wrong with their game. Like, let's say they say, like, hey, we'll republish Onigiri, but you got to take this thing out of there or else no one's making money. And it's like, what if that's their plan? They have to terminate the game to reopen it. Like, wouldn't that be some bullshit? No Karma, they didn't merge PCs. No, they merged JP with US Xbox. So two Xboxes merged, not PCs. Hey Thantalk. I don't know how to say your name. I'm gonna call you Talk. You think PC is next, they treat us like shit. Right now, Cyberstep's treating everyone like shit. They treat us like we don't exist. But they're treating PC. I don't think they'll ever drop PC because they have, like, first-party control over PC. I don't think they'll do that. And it honestly comes down to, and I'll say this a million times in the video, that it comes down to if PS5 is going to get Onigiri or not. If PS5 gets Onigiri, then we have another 5 years ahead of us. If it doesn't, fuck, it's only a matter of time. Honestly, the US team should all be fucking fired. They should. JP should rein them back in. Like, JP should get some... Go back to shitty translations and get JP in control of everything and make the game great again. Like... I don't know if they have to remake the game abroad, but welcome. Make the game from the ground up, 0 up. Like Onigiri 2, I don't even know if that would even happen. It's hard to say, Sky. I don't think. I think it all depends what's going to happen with PS5. What if they terminate PS4 to release it on PS5? Very good question. If PS4 closes only to be released on PS5 and there's no data transfer, I won't be playing it. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. No. No. They shut me down. If they shut me down without any transfer, I lose all my data, all this stuff. That's it. That's all. There's no let's do it all over again. There's none of that. Everything shuts down eventually. But yeah, that's true. Some people might not be able to buy a PS4, but in the same respect, how did they get a PS4 or a PS5? And this is a big thing. Launch title games want, or not launch title games, but when a console launches, you desperately want to have free games on the console. There's nothing more that soccer moms and boomers have no idea about games hate more than when Grampy or Mommy and Daddy buy you a console and you go a $500 console and you go up to them and say, there's nothing to play on it. And they say, what the fuck do you mean? There's nothing to play on it. We bought you the $500 thing. Do we have to buy more shit on it? Fuck you. And I've talked to people in chat that said I only play free games because my parents will not buy games for it because they thought it was enough. Oh, absolutely the game is great. If they remade it. Like, I think they need to do a big graphics overhaul. They need to, honestly, they just need to put it on PS5 and run it on a fucking solid state drive. That's all you gotta fucking do. Let me play PS5 Onigiri, solid straight drive, perfect blocks, fucking PS5 next gen bullshit. You can suspend the game. The game's running at a fucking masterpiece per second on the PS5. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That's gonna be sick. Am I gonna start all over again? No, fuck you. Well, yeah. But the main thing I'm saying is there are people, yeah, that can't afford a PS4. And right now, a lot of us are in a recession. Like, a lot of businesses, people aren't working, people are this, people are that, whatever. Like, things are down. People don't have money to throw around right now. Maybe Onigiri, Cyberstep as a whole, maybe. But people will get PS5s for Christmas. People will get PS5s on their birthday. I don't know much about Cosmic Break. Doesn't the data... It all depends. I don't know. Doesn't the data transfer with the CyberStep account? I think they said, like, if it's a PlayStation account, it's a PlayStation account. If it's an Xbox account, it's an Xbox account. They were able to merge JP Xbox with US Xbox, but I don't think they can merge, like, two different things. However, apparently Steam and Switch are cross-platform, but that was negotiated at the beginning. Switch and Steam are cross-platform. Yeah. The Corona should... It was just a convenience. It wasn't... Like, I think this was going to happen inevitably. Corona was just a time to... It was just a good excuse. Like, everyone's clutching their pearls right now. Nobody's going anywhere. No one's going on trips. Everyone's being very stingy with money right now. Of course, like, that's why I said they shouldn't release a big update during Corona. I said they won't update. They won't put any updates that are big money spenders right now. They do work weird. But I said they're not going to put out anything super spendy because they know people don't have money to throw around. And this update is perfect for that. Like, just for reference for PS4 anyway, what do we have in the Nian right now? Like, we have mags. Okay, the people that want mags are going to get mags. The people that want sublimes are going to get sublimes. There's no big eye-catching vanguards that are around right now. There's nothing that's finite right now. Oh, for sure. I feel really bad for them, Rhyme, but for sure. Like, right now we have Miyamoto, a staple. She's been here for years, though. Hideyoshi, bad vanguard. Katsui, bad vanguard. Gawain, bad vanguard. Lancelot, fantastic vanguard. There's two out of 5 vanguards are bad right now. 3 out of 5 are bad, 2 are good. Sublimes are good. People rolled for sublimes. I rolled for sublimes. Yeah, I think they should have said it was not making enough money. They said it wasn't enough to run the servers. So, like, it was going too red, too negative. Like, we have sublimes right now. Like, that's our big thing. It's no meta KG. It's no some update that has to be gotten for sure. We gotta do this. We gotta. No. It's things like, not many people get these mags. The, Jade Crest and all that shit. Like, if you get them, you get them. Like, that's the end of it. But right now, our update is perfect for Corona because it's either you're a player that wants sublimes or these mags, or you're just looking at a regular update. Like, it's actually a really good time. What's you saying, Andre? Ever since I started playing Oni a couple years ago, I hoped it would come out on mobile, but that doesn't seem likely anymore. Yeah, the closest thing you can get to Oni on mobile is playing on Switch. But even then, you'd have to have a robust Wi-Fi or a 5G connection or something like that. Yeah. Do you think... Yeah, Thunder, I really appreciate you coming out. It's been a good 2 hours, man. I appreciate your comments. And I'll see you, dude. Thanks for coming out. 500 comments, guys. Really appreciate it. And I'm really sad to see this day come. As my mood fluctuates up and down, do I think KG will get nerfed? Probably. It depends. They might say Vanguard at the start of the... Like, instant Vanguard is a mistake, and we're going to change it. They nerfed Miyamoto. Indirectly, they nerfed Miyamoto by... Well, yes. Yes, they are going to nerf Meta KG. They're going to make new bosses that are going... They have not said anything on Twitter, but Meta KG will encounter new bosses that are going to have hidden values that say you take 50% less damage from this Vanguard. Just like how Miyamoto, who has Heart Sepulcher, was going to rape the shit out of Raijin, did like 2 million damage a tick, and it's like, what the fuck, man? And they was like, no, you can't use what you had before. You gotta use something else to beat Raijin, because fuck you. And it's like, fuck you, dude. If I'm going to invest in something, I'm going to invest in something. Like, ugh. Yeah, well, Skeleton misses everything. He's a literal giant Daruma. Like, fuck. Let's go. Make every Vanguard. Well, okay. Show of hands. Who would be salty if, like, right away they made it so that every Vanguard does not need to fill up the first time? Like, you go into a dungeon, your Vanguard's full. But then after the fact, they have to fill up again later. You start the battle, Vanguard ready. Now, how many people would feel salt if... How many people would feel salt if it's like, well, I really tried to 5-scroll this Vanguard so I could fill them up in half the time. I'm really salty about this change. Yeah, exactly, like a universal KG. Like, how many would feel salty? It's like, oh man, I could have just ran Oda at 3 scrolls for X amount of minutes and not worried about it. Because a lot of people they don't want to 5-scroll the Vanguard because they want all the skills. They want to 5-scroll it because they fill up twice as fast. Like, so, let's say as a universal change, they made it so Vanguards are just instant. Like, the first time you use them, they're instant, and then afterwards you have to fill them up later. I think that's very fair. I think it'd be a welcome change. Yeah, bows can do that for sure. There's bow, bright homing. Exactly. But that's where you refill. You know, like, imagine you start charged in every room. You don't have to charge for the next room. I mean, it took a lot of skill, but then you're lowering the skill gap. But a lot of their dungeons now aren't dungeons. It's, hey, I'm a boss, fuck you. And it's like, well, shit. I gotta go run around in first aid. Like, when we do Sleep Purgatory, or on Hell, we stand there in first aid for 2 minutes so we can beat the boss easily. We're not gonna expend that much resources. You know, that's how it goes. Which is the smart thing to do. I'm not gonna throw away 1,000 soul eggs fucking dying. I'm gonna fill up and do it the easy way. That's the Oro way. You do it the brain dead way, the way that takes the least amount of effort. The path of lightning is to find the path with the least amount of resistance. I don't want to try hard every fucking day of my life. I want to get good enough that I don't have to try hard. That's the whole point of effort over fucking experience. Experience over effort. You get so good at things you don't have to try. That's how things work. But I like, for a split second I'd be really salty about it, but then I'm like, whatever, I don't care. It's a buff. It's a universal buff to the player. Like, because I'll tell you right now, and a lot of people probably agree with me, who thinks every 1-scroll, like, if don't just live on, like, random 1-scroll stuff. For people that do have 5-scroll Vanguard, who thinks that a 1-scroll Vanguard is fucking useless? Like, I think a 1-scroll Vanguard is fucking useless. I think a 3-scroll Vanguard is fucking useless. I think a 4-scroll Vanguard is like, fuck, this better work or else I'm pissed. Yeah, you did. I looked at it. You guys got an update in, like, October and then September. A Vanguard charger item. I'm down for that. But let's just say they are full. Fuck, a soul egg for Vanguards? That'd be nice. Like, imagine you could use a prayer crystal to fully charge the guy. Oh my god, it'd be wild. It'd be wild. I mean, they'd make a lot of money. But whatever. Honestly, if right now, if Cyberstep wanted to make money, like, this is what you do. You go into your PSN store, you go into your Switch store, you go into your Xbox store, and you say, you can now buy mill chests. $1 per mill chest. Or, you can now buy a mill chest for like 10 OC. Or whatever. Like, you do that, you make money. You make $1 million, you make so much money. $1 for like 100 mil. Let's say you did this. Let's say it was like, let's say there was some way to figure it out. Like, you could pay $1 for 100 mil. 100 mil Ryu for $1. Oh yeah, they should make Vanguards they should, absolutely, they should be doing that. Absolutely. Everything that's not the current year should be purchasable. No one with a brain or no one with experience is going to buy Ryu. Absolutely no one's going to buy Ryu. New players are going to buy Ryu. New players that failed that smelt for 56 million are going to pay $1 to get 100 million. Think about it. You paid $10 for Ryu Cap? That saves you like what, 3 hours of gameplay for $1 or $10. That's to me, I think that's a good way to make money because it's an option. You don't have to do it. You can buy a Ryu boost and go spend the 3 hours and pay $3. How much is a Ryu boost? Let's look at that for a second, everyone. Like how much is a Ryu boost? How much is that? Is it even in here? Where are boosters? Power-ups? A Ryu boost, 200% Ryu boost is 12 OC. So for 1 hour to get 3 times the money, you pay $1.20. For 3 of them, you pay $24. Or you pay $2.40. About $2.50. If people ever bought a Ryu boost, which I don't recommend doing, but there are people that have definitely bought Ryu boost when they need Ryu. Yeah, I mean, honestly, they need to fucking relax their bazaars too. Because of how many restrictions there are on bazaars and stuff and the taxes and shit, like, Cyberstep does not, like, I've said this a million times, Cyberstep makes their money the minute you put OC into the game. You can have 9 million OC, that little blue number could be 9 million. It doesn't matter. Like you could have 9 million OC in your little thing, but Cyberstep makes money the minute you put OC into the game, not whenever you buy something with that OC, not when you roll. They don't get money from people rolling, they get money from people putting money into the game. Yeah, Rhyme, thanks for coming out, dude. I know it's hitting you the hardest among many people. If ever I'm streaming or I'm around or whatever you want to talk, let me know. Don't be a stranger. And you fought a hard fight, man. They could do that too. They're in desperation mode. Why aren't they? Put Nean weapons in the game. Go for it. If they're desperate, do it. See what happens. Like, Cyberstep didn't make a fuck it play. Like, when you're at the end of the rope, when you're at your end of your rope, you have to do the fuck it. You have to start liquidizing. You have to start doing shit. It does, Maki. I'm sorry. Cyberstep won't say it, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry it happened. They have heavy hearts, but they have light wallets, and that's why. Well, yeah, but do they not have idea creation? Like, I don't know. There's no innovation. Yeah, like, I mean, the game works. It's just could work better. Earlier, before you came, I was saying, like, you know, if we're on PS5 and we start playing on solid state drive, it'd be a lot better. A lot fucking better. Absolutely. I forget what I was gonna say next. And I had been talking for 2 hours, it was a long time. So I do forget. I do bounce around because I'm not the one watching and listening. I'm the one talking. So that happens. Yeah, we're talking about ways they can make money. Like, let people sell Vanguards to each other. Like, that's the literal way to make money. Like, I know no gacha games really have trading and shit, but this game is more than a gacha game. Like they should let people trade stuff that they don't want. Because some people don't like to gamble. Some people like to gamble. And if I gamble and I have 10 Miyamoto scrolls in my pocket right now. Okay? And I know people have way more. But I have 10 Miyamoto scrolls right now. They are very bad at maximizing profit. Because I don't think they realize they make their money when people put their OC in the game, not when they roll it. But right now, if I said, hey, I have a 10 scroll Miyamoto you can buy for like $1,000. Do I have any takers? Guaranteed Miyamoto, $1,000. They can sell clothes in Japan, they can. I don't know why they can't do it here. You're absolutely right. But like, you know how easy it would be to have takers? Like, hey, I have 10 Miyamoto scrolls. Who wants a 10 scroll Miya for like $1,000? We'll start the bidding. Who gets it? Or do I say, hey, I have 4 extra Saratobi scrolls. Does anyone want to buy them? They can on Steam too? Interesting. You know, like, there's so many things like that's just sitting here. Someone who never got a Monojaku and wants them, I say, hey, $20, I'll give you an Monojaku. Like, oh, a Lancelot scroll, I have one up for $30. Who wants it? Oda Nobunaga, who wants it? Kirin, who wants it? Azura, who wants it? You know, I have all this extra stuff I don't need. And I've seen this work because of how our regular bazaars work. When I'm selling a Fuse mag, I've talked to many a friend who said, I'll be right back. I'm going to go buy some PSN cards. I'm going to buy that. I have a friend, Chiru, who, back when I would sell my Tempest, I would sell my Tempest for 3,000 OC, and they would sell. They would sell, and one day I said, hey, I got that Tempest. He said, all right, let me get my credit card. And the guy put in $300 right then and there, gave me the OC, and that was it. Absolutely, Jordan. Absolutely. I don't think I've ever had the pleasure of you being in chat before, Jordan, but I really appreciate it. You have some really insightful comments. Not to discredit anyone else in the chat, but I think Jordan said he subbed, and I don't think I've ever met Jordan before, but Jordan's got some really nice takes on things. It's nice to have you around. See, if Cyberset fucking said that, it'd be such a different story. If they said anything at all. But yeah, like, oh, I have an extra hair ticket. Does anyone want it? Like, I have an extra, like, you know, like, that's how it was when we first got Bazaars. I would buy a Fuse for 50 OC because people didn't know what to do with it. Like, oh, it's annoying. Like, if someone's like, I have a Transcendent, I'm not going to use, who wants it? Like, people would be like, oh shit, let me get my credit card. You know? Like, that's awesome, Kent. Please don't tell me you're on Xbox. But that's awesome, Kent. That's the first step. We have to be really positive right now. It's a time of mourning. I have one gacha ticket. You guys can have it. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, there's so much shit. Well, that's awesome, Kent. That's great. You're going the way of the spear. No, you can't buy scrolls in the Japan Bazaar either. No. No one lets you buy scrolls. They've talked about it and they won't do it, but honestly, let's look at this as a pure pricing model for a second. You have a guy who's like a whale who just he makes money, he plays the game, that's what he does. Let's say guy, no matter what happens, he drops $500 a month on an update. he does that. He doesn't care what's he get. He just likes to do it every month, see what he gets, get the new stuff. And he's sitting on all this extra shit. So a guy puts in $500. He gets all this stuff he doesn't want. He sells everything for a minimum of like $30 a scroll or $50 a scroll or whatever. He aims to profit on what he got but did not need. So the guy who is willing to put in $500 does it. He sells his things, comes out of it with an $800 profit. Let's just say that his rolls were that lucky, and he comes out of it at a positive, right? So what does he do? He reinvests. He puts some more money in next month, gets extra stuff, he starts selling, and he starts creating a business within the game. People that will, there's a lot of people say, I don't want to roll $50 and not get nothing, but I will spend $30 5 times to get a 5-scroll character. Guarantees matter in a game like this. Like, in the game, like, I love this game on my phone, Fire Emblem Heroes. It's a gacha game. I'll tell you right now, I put more into that than I do this game, Onigiri, money-wise, because I do have a really nice job right now, and I have a lot of money to spend around overtime because of COVID, all this shit. And they release bundles. They say, hey, if you buy the $50 package, we'll give you an item that lets you play this mode where you make a character and you go through and get RNG skills, and we'll let you keep them. I love that shit. I buy it just because I want that item, and I'm going to buy stuff anyway. Everyone that's in Onigiri that's really invested is going to buy OC anyway. If there's an advantage to buying OC, like a good fucking OC campaign, like, to a new player, $100 should get you the fucking world. Should get you the moon. $100 should come with, like, a legendary ticket every single time. Like, there shouldn't be no bullshit about it. If you put $100 in the game, you get a legendary ticket. That should be it. Exactly. You got Fujin. I don't have a single Fujin. But Joyful, how much would you sell 5-scroll Fujin for to me? Because you know me. Would you do it for 100? Would you do it for 200? I'd pay $100 for a 5-scroll Fujin. You're fucking right, I would. That's an easy transaction. That's the easiest transaction I'd ever make. $100 for a 5-scroll Fujin. Fuck, that's easy. I'd go 150. Like, that's fucking, like, it's generally about $200 to $250 to roll for a character. And that's the one you get. $500, exactly. Exactly. You're a Camilla simp? Let me tell you something, scrub. Choose Your Legends 3. I voted for Camilla. Camilla won. I have a +10 Camilla. I have a +10 Brave Camilla. Because I voted for Camilla. And I said, well, I voted for her. I voted for Edelgard too. And I have a +8 Edelgard. Like the legendary one. I couldn't fucking get it. I tried. I couldn't fucking do it. Couldn't fucking do it. Would you do $10 for a max scroll of mono? Yeah. If I didn't already have a mono Jaku, that's fucking free, man. I charge the guy $10 a scroll. That's whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but if we had that kind of market after everything's established, right? So let's say, big revelation, you can now sell scrolls to each other. We shut down Xbox. Hey, Xbox players, you can go to PS4 and Aura will give you some, you can now buy scrolls. And they'll be like, well, I ain't paying you fucking money, you shut my game down. But, you know, because that's what I would fucking say. But, if you had a new player who said, oh man, I just started watching your streams, this game's really cool, can I get into it? Yeah, sure, man. Come on in. And if you could sell any weapon, if we could sell any weapon again, who cares what fucking Ogies are on it? If we could sell any weapon, do you know how many people would be like, hey, this is a big problem too. We can't sell new shit. We can't sell fuck all. And this is a big problem. If we could sell, it's like, hey, I want to get a fallen star. I'll fucking make you a fallen star. Eldritch is half OC right now. Whatever the fuck, he's half energy. I'll go farm with some Eldritch. I'll make you an Eldritch weapon. Here you go, man. Give me like $100. I'll make you any fucking weapon you want. Like, as long as like the requirements aren't too crazy. You know, like, oh, you want an abyss? Yeah, I'll go make you an abyss. It's like, oh, you want a... What weapons do people have nowadays? Like, yes, they absolutely do. Who's up here? Abad. Welcome, Abad. Yes, and by the way, we have umbrellas in a time of mourning, and I'm wearing this black kimono, and that's kind of what I'm going for here. Yes, they need to have free trade. I mean, yeah, there is the Hades weapon, but I ain't fucking selling you a Hades weapon. Like, it's too energy based. But like Elsins, man, I'll go make you an Elsin. I'll go sell you. I mean, we can sell Elsin, but you know what I mean? Like, there's no demand for it because the Tiamat weapons are just better. But if we had that free range to sell stuff. But no, everything's event-based and locked and energy-wise, and everything's fucked. Like, ugh. They need to make OC Restores 10 OC. What was OC Restores on Xbox? What was Energy Restore OC on Xbox? Was it 30? Was it 10? What did you guys have? I don't know what that was. I probably knew at some point, but it hasn't been relevant in years. How do they get up there? I'll show you. Very easy. You go here, and you jump, and you go up here. Very easy. You want to go beyond that, though. I'll show you something. I went here because the music's really sad. Hey, Kareem. Do I even do this shit? Yeah, it's a thing. It's been a thing forever. On Xbox, yeah, it's shutting down. Shit, I fell. No, I went in the crystal. Oh, no, I didn't. Exactly, you can't sell high weapons, exactly. Nothing is said about PlayStation yet. It's real. But yeah, you can jump up here and... fuck, I keep rolling. There we go. Now, where can you do this? I don't remember the distance, but... there's a way to... do stuff. Maybe it's not this one. I mean, that's very nice to say. Shit, I fell. But you can like Verdant Storm and jump places. It's been years for me since I've done this. I went too far. Lively. Oh, for that weapon? That sucks. How come I went too far? I didn't realize Verdant Storm took you that far, to be honest. Yeah, you can come over here. Oh. Well, this one doesn't make it rain. Oh. So what about PlayStation? Nothing has been said about PlayStation yet, but if Onigiri comes to PS5, then things look good. If it doesn't, things look bad. It's R1 for rain. Thanks. Oh, you did it with the doggy. Can't they just make a new contract? They could. They could make a new contract. For PS5 or Xbox Series X, they could. but they'd only be attracting people that never played Onigiri before, which is a lot of people. And this is a true statement. Just because our community that plays Onigiri doesn't mean that other people who never tried Onigiri wouldn't play it if they played it, if they knew about it. You know what I mean? Like, excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Corona. Anyway, obviously, when or if I don't know if JPPS4 is dead. I don't know. I would love to merge with them. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Can we merge with them? Holy shit. Can we do that? I want to merge with them. I would love to merge with RJP. RJP is so nice. Holy shit. Like, RJP has events and updates, and I've seen their players. They have voids. They have all this shit. They have so much stuff, man. Oh my god. Like, their players are good. Like, JPPS4 has great players. Like, obviously we'd lose updates because they'd be ahead. But, like, man, I'd love it. To be honest, they should have merged EU with North America. There's no reason they shouldn't have. But I would love to merge with our JP, because they merged JP Xbox and regular Xbox. I would love to merge with JP PS4. Holy shit. Like, they're all like 134, 133. Like, the people that I see when I log in over there, holy fuck. Like, they're fucking good. I would love to merge with them. Our Bazaars wouldn't, well, we'd be fucking, I want to be in Daddy Japan's hands. I'll take a couple seconds of lag if that's what it means. Yeah, but they can't pay for 134. Like, until the content changes. No, like when I'm stating these levels, I'm talking about before 135 plus. I'm talking like, yeah, give me some 10-0 stores. Fuck yeah, if that's what it takes. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, this, like, when I saw them with Void, it was last year. Like, Eva has a JP account, and when we look at JP, I share play with her, and we look at events and stuff. Like, I got to look at Leviathan and a bunch of stuff, and when they had the chocolate event, I saw this one guy solo a fucking chocolate Odin, and he had a Void on. That man wasn't healing. He had a Void on. Like, jeez, he had Void twins. There's really good twin players over there. Yeah, I'd love that 10-0 stores. Absolutely. Absolutely. They would have 140 now, but what I'm saying about there being 133, 134s over there, this was before that was implemented. This was like a year ago. Like, they have a lot of players that are really fucking hardcore, which they should be for playing that long, absolutely. And Japan is a much bigger NEET population, absolutely. People that are 100% otaku, their money goes to food, games, they buy their melon pan, they buy the cheap noodles and shit like the Lyra lifestyle, but everything goes towards the game, the hardcore. That's why gacha games come from Japan. It's a big cultural thing. It's the norm over there, and here it's a seldom few that partake in it. But JPPS4 is very respectful. They have fucking monsters over there, like really strong players. I'd love to see the competition. I'd love to see just that aspect of going back to the beginning of Onigiri, like back when there's hundreds of players around and you don't know who anybody is. Like, oh, that's fun. And then learning who everybody is and telling that guy to fuck off. Like, that's the fun part. Like, you know what I mean? I personally would love to have a merge with JP. Holy fuck. I'd love it. I don't want to be mean to anybody, but I'm imagining like there's so many times I get asked questions by people that speak only Spanish. I would love to see someone just talking straight Spanish and someone speaking straight Japanese, and they're both sending like Google Translate to each other. I would love to watch that. Like, I mean, the word unfair only matters if there's PvP. But right now, like, what's... Okay, yeah. The repercussions of a merge is that we miss out on content. Like, absolutely, I know what you mean. Like, yes, we need to get our Kota no Mags first. Yes, we need to get access to Icicle Punishment again, and Shalom, and this and that, and this and that. But, like, if ever there was a point where there wouldn't be, like, that big of a bridge, and they just start running double Redux events, so, like, an event that would normally happen for us would happen as a Redux for them, so they could partake in either or, and we could partake in either or. If they started doing that, that'd be lit, man. That'd be lit, fam. That'd be fire. That'd be wild. That'd be amazing. I would love it. I would love it. And all events load, that's right. The story be fucking fixed. Yeah, merge everyone, fuck it. I'd love it. Be running with people you never even knew existed. Yeah, as long as things got reduxed, it'd be fine. Our outfits look very similar, Abad. This is really eerie, but cool, same time. I kind of look good in this outfit. This is bugging me. I just threw this on. So, I think we're reaching the, yeah, that's right. You can get carried, but I think we are reaching the end of this stream, and this is where I want to hear from those who are still here. I really appreciate it. I know we had around 50 people before, which was an amazing milestone, amazing turnout. But I want to hear from everyone here. Yeah, PvE be fine, because there's no PvP here. But there is one final topic I would like to have the people who are here address. So we almost have 600 chat. That's right. That's good too. So what are your guys' thoughts? I want to hear honest truth. Like, let's do this like a kind of a little survey you'd get. After hearing this news about Xbox shutting down, how many people on PS4 or PC, anyone that's not Xbox right now, in light of this news, is this going to affect anyone from putting money into the game? Like, in light of this news, do you think, is there anyone who plays PS4 and says, oh fuck, I don't want to put money into a game that might die really soon? Is there anyone who's in that boat right now who's thinking those thoughts? And it's fine to say yes, and it's fine to say no. I think I'm going to move on as hunky-dory. I don't think PS4 is anywhere near close to closure. I think I'll continue to play as is right now. Like, is this bringing up any red flags for anyone? Does anyone think, oh no, I'm not gonna fuck with that anymore. I'm just gonna play till it dies, and that's it. That's all. Or no, fuck this shit. I'm out. Or I'm free to play. It's not what I do. You know. Absolutely, bot. Absolutely. I agree. No, I think US PS4 is fine. Unless it's KG. Okay. No money. Because, and mainly, and I appreciate the presence of the free-to-play crowd. I definitely do. But this question is mainly aimed at the people who generally like to spend on every other update, get sublimes and whatnot. Like, I find myself, I'm cherry-picking a lot. Like, I don't roll a lot that often. I agree, Wombo, in a sense, yeah. I appreciate that answer, Andre. Like, for me, I call myself, I'm a cherry picker. Like, before I used to roll for every update. Now you'll see me, an update comes out, and I don't really care. Yeah, KG is the Mount Vanguard. We have no fears. You're honestly worried about the future of the game PS4. You won't change your habits. Free to play on PC, sometimes PS4. I appreciate that comment, Kevin. You guys are answering this really formally. Like, this, your answers sound like you've taken a survey before in your life, like some government survey. Like, won't change habits, this, like it's a multiple choice thing. I really appreciate this data, because I wanted to have a discussion with that with a large pool of people. For me, like, what I roll for is I roll for my Sublime when it's good. I didn't roll when it was fucking 16 Sublimes. Fuck that. I rolled this update for World 1 Thrust Sublime because I really wanted it. That was something I wanted. If I have to pay for restores to get my Void weapon recipe, then that's what I'll do. I'm almost there, actually. Tomorrow I want to try and do a lot of farming and get the last of my medals. I'm at like 6,000 something. But, like, yeah, I want to get my new Sublime and stuff, but I don't want to get every Vanguard and stuff. Well, that's the way you should be. That's the way that you should be. You know? The thing about Onigiri that differentiates it from other gacha games is that a lot of other gacha games are based off of some overarching franchise. So, for example, Fire Emblem Heroes, or any of those games based on the isekai games. Like, you want to get your favorite characters from the anime, from the show, from the movie, from this, from that, from this, from that, and you have this kind of loyalty, this nostalgia fandom thing. But Onigiri, being a standalone lore and its own fandom, doesn't have people coming in and being like, oh my god, is that Kieran? I loved her in the movie. I want to get her. Like, no one has any deep-seated waifus that exist. Like, it's just going to be whatever the game shapes before you. Wombo Combo. The GG glitch made everyone able to play free-to-play players, so everyone... Yeah, absolutely. Wombo Combo, after this stream, I recommend you rewatch it, because you did come later, but I did mention all that stuff. Anyone, anyway, if you missed the stream, I definitely recommend, watching this as a standalone video later, putting it on in the background, whenever, just hearing about it. Because a lot of really good topics were shared in this. A lot of things, for sure. Yeah, Itsuko is definitely a waifu character. Like, for me, I saw Ibaraki and I wanted to play because of Ibaraki. I liked the boobies. I was 23 years old. I still like the boobies. Do you guys like the boobies? I like the boobies. Like, that's what matters. How do you look at that anyway? I have a guest partner? Oh my god. There it is. That's what sold the game right there. Oh yeah, for sure. So, from what I can tell, not many people are on the side of Onigiri's fucked, I'm not putting any money in the game anymore. Most people are pretty on board. They think PS4 is established. I kind of agree. I really agree. Izuna's missing mom. Izuna's mom should have been the QB. But, like, for me, it's like Kieran. Like, I like Kieran. Like, Kieran's the ultimate form of Ibaraki, so. But here is some truth. Boobs are great, but boobs without ass is no good. It doesn't make... It's not shapely. It doesn't work. Today at the store, I saw this woman. She was fucking huge at top, but, like, she had no ass. She was like an ice cream cone. She was big at the top, and it just went straight down. to her feet. Like, she had no ass, she had no hips, she had nothing. It was just huge balloon at the top and just straight down. I was like, what the fuck is that? Anyway. Like, I went to the store today because, and this is, we're still in COVID and shit, I had a mask on, but Nutella was on sale. And I ran out of Nutella because the Nutella was almost out, so I took the big spoon and I spooned it all out and I ate it. So I needed more Nutella. So Nutella for like a liter of Nutella, 100 grams, 1,000 grams of Nutella, it was supposed to be like $10.99. It was on sale for $8.99. I bought 2 of those. So I risked going to the store, risking my health for some Nutella. But I ended up seeing a woman that looked like an ice cream cone, not in any good way, shape, or form. And that was the story of my day today. That's right. That's right. Honestly, I like to take Nutella on a nice little wrap, and I put it on there, and I roll it up. I melt it just a little bit. Oh, boy, that's good. I love Nutella. And now that I have money, I can afford it. It's great, yeah. So, yeah. So, I think, moving forward, I think a lot of us, if you want to play the game, put money into it. I don't think you should live with a big shadow looming over your head that this game might not be here forever, because that is the crux of every video game. Nothing lasts forever. The games you loved in 2010 aren't around anymore. The games you loved in 1990s, you're not playing them anymore, unless you're like hardcore or whatever, but you don't put money into those. You buy them once and that's it, that's all. But in the era of free-to-play games, like, nothing lasts forever. I mean, if you love the game and you want it to live on, you put money into it. You know, you want to... Now, I'm not saying put money into it just for the sake of putting money into it. But, absolutely, if nobody puts money into it, it will shut down. I mean, if you want a formula to ensure that this game will not shut down, you have to give yourself a budget. Like, I honestly think Cyberstep should adopt... I think they should adopt a subscription-based thing, an optional subscription-base, that gives people benefits. Like, if they made a service that said, hey, $20 a month, we're gonna give you, like... I mean, I was gonna say something, but it's also fucking stupid to say it, but, like, imagine, like, for $20 a month, they double your energy. They double your energy limits, and you get, like, 10 restores, like, every month, and you get X amount of soul legs, like a huge package, and you get, like, benefits and shit, like 10 revives or whatever, and your first 3 deaths count as soul legs or whatever. It doesn't affect your ranking. Like, they kind of have that with the premium package anyway, but if they made it really fucking good, like, if they got $20 a month from, like, 500 people, well, that's fucking 20 grand. That's 20 grand a month. Like, if they did something like that just to generate revenue, and they keep pumping out good content, like, well, it's true. If no one pays, the game shuts down. Plain and simple. Nobody goes to the movie theater shuts down. Nobody goes to the restaurant shuts down. That's it, that's all. That's how businesses work. But, like, let's say you budget. Like, let's say, for example, on average, like, hey, I put about $100 a month into a game. I think that's fair, and honestly, that's $25 a week. That's not crazy. It's for something you love. It's something you do, right? And for some people, that seems like such a posh amount. It's not much. And for others, it's super a lot. And I understand both perspectives. $20 a month, for some people, that's the difference between having supper and not having supper. I understand it's not for everyone, but for those that can, like, let's say, for example, right? Everyone here that knows about Meta KG wants Meta KG, right? Meta KG, they want to get Meta KG in the future. They want to get it. They want to get it. They want to get it. They know they're going to get it. Well, let's say Meta KG doesn't come out for another 6 months. or something in the future they saw doesn't come out in 6 months. Oh, you want your new Sublime. Well, what you do to keep the server running is you don't... And I mean, this is a very easy way to do this for them. I'm thinking about it. The gears are turning. But let's say you want to put down, like, let's say when the day comes that X thing comes out that you really, really want, and you're planning to pay whatever it takes, unless it gets fucking ridiculous, to get it. Well, let's say every month until that comes, you drop $100. Every month. $100, $100, $100, $100, $100. And you create your own little fund within the game, right? Like, you, instead of having a piggy bank in your bank and then only putting it in when the time comes, you're kind of investing in the game, and then when the thing gets released, you take your investment out and you use it. Well, then that guarantees the game will keep going. But you know what I mean? Because Cyberstep gets their revenue at the point of purchase. Whenever you put the OC in, they get the money. They don't care when you spend it or how you spend it. What matters is that you spend it, or is that you put money in the game. And let's say, like, for example, let me look at my Vanguards really quick. This is not Vanguards. Let's say, for example, Genbu's really good, and I have a 3-scroll Genbu right now. And I know for a fact that when Genbu comes out, I want to get 1 scroll of Genbu, and I want to use scraps on the 5th scroll. Well, it's like, how much am I prepared to spend for that? Okay, well, I'll probably spend like $200-300 to get that 1 scroll if it really takes that much. They should be advertising, absolutely. But let's say, for example, like, when an update comes, I have no problem spending X amount of money to get it done. But until that update comes, I don't put the money in the game. Like, and that's another thing too. A great example, Bejoyful. We know right now that EX experience tickets are going to come back to level us from 131 to 140. You want to do the math now? Like, if it's 100 billion a level, like it is right now, 130 was like 300 billion or some shit like that. It's like $400 worth of restores to do it. So let's say you want to do that when the game comes, or when the time comes that we get that update, that you want to do that. So let's say every month, even if you don't want to roll for anything, you put in like $100. The next month you put in $100, and you just let it sit there. And you put in another $100 every month until you reach, like, it's basically like financing a car, right? If everyone's financing a car, they're constantly generating revenue. But if everyone just puts all their money in at one point in time and then just stops, it's like, oh fuck, oh fuck. Like, they need a stimulus package. They gotta shake the economy back up. But if you constantly put it in there and you know you're eventually going to spend it when the time comes, then that's something that could happen. And I know what people are thinking. It's like, well, what if that day never comes, Oro? What if they never give us that update? We never got Hound Dog. And that's a valid point. Well, it's like a trust fund, I guess. It's like you're trusting that this update comes, and you're just setting your money on the table saying, hey, when that comes, I'll roll this. Now, what I was mentioning earlier, which is I was saying this is a really fucking good idea. Let's say they put in, like, they start doing monthly packages. Let's say for a month, they release a package that says, hey, for like $100 or $80 or whatever, you get this much stuff. Like an OC campaign, but it's actually fucking good. And it's not $50 for a fucking extraction ticket. Get your head out of your ass, Cyberstep. Let's say they did that. They put in a thing. Hopefully the chat isn't broken, because I've been seeing the last comment there for a while. But like, let's say like this month, it's like, oh, if you put in $100, like when we first started the game, I put in like X amount of money. I got these horns on my head, and I still wear them to this day. But if they start doing that, like, oh, if you put in money this month we're gonna give you this outfit for free. Like, there's supposed to be these really fucking cool Dragon Glacies outfits that are coming in the future, and they're fucking cool. Well, they should be like an OC package. You buy your OC and you get this free. If they did that every month so that people would just put money in, just listen, that's fine. Cool. I get worried when the chat doesn't move, but I appreciate that, Andre. And I appreciate everyone listening. But let's say they did that. They instigated something where, like, hey, you put in money this month. You don't have to spend it for anything. You just put money in and we'll give you something. It's like, okay, cool. Sure. Cool. And then you end up saving your OC for when the time comes. And then the time comes and it's like, okay, cool. It's time to level up. It's time to roll for this Vanguard. It's time to do this, that. You know? And then, like, that'd be really cool. And it doesn't have to be $100. It could be $20. It could be whatever people want. Just give them something. Not just tickets. Like, tickets are nice, but I mean, honestly, if you want to give me a legendary ticket every month for putting in $100, oh, that's fucking fine with me too. I get a Vanguard a month, and I mean, yeah, $100. If thinking of it like a subscription fee, but different from a subscription fee is that you still retain your money. It doesn't go to the developer for no reason. You know? It's sort of like a pay-as-you-go subscription just to ensure that the company keeps running. That the game keeps running. And then you're building your OC count. So let's say, like, right now it's June. Let's say the June update is shit and you don't want to roll for anything. You put in $100, whatever, and you get something and you just build up for when you do. Is similar to a battle pass, yeah. Like, there's many different avenues, Dragon. Absolutely. Like, there's battle pass, there's subscription. Like Fire Emblem Heroes just started doing subscription, and I love it because a lot of, like, free-to-play hardcore people, they're fucking crazy in that game. But they're like, no, I'll never pay this. This thing's stupid. Ah! But all it does is give you bonuses. Like, it gets you a free 5-star, which is like the equivalent of a Vanguard. It gives you a free one twice a month, and it gives you all this extra stuff you can get. And it costs like $10. And I'm like, well, I'm going to spend $10 anyway. That's just icing on my cake. You know? They could make a VIP, like, Roblox build club. You put an X amount of money, and for like 4 months, they get something weekly. Yeah, cool. Like, Roblox knows what they're doing. Absolutely. There's definitely a lot of things they could do. So we are approaching 3 hours, and I am starting to get a slight headache. I did work a full shift today, and you know, but yeah. So my heart goes out to every Xbox player, everyone who's watched my streams, watched my videos, watched my guides, and even though they didn't play on the same server as me, they used the resources available to them to, you know, make the game, like, make it for themselves in the game. My heart goes out to you guys. You guys put in some fucking work. You guys asked questions. You bridged a lot of gaps. Yes, Xbox is getting shut down next month. Yes, they need to talk to their community, absolutely. It's just me, and I don't get paid to do it, you know? And there are other streamers and stuff, absolutely. There's Ari Ariyama and Kurenai as well. But my heart goes out to everybody, you know? Everyone that tried their best, everyone that said no, the updates will come, they stuck it out. Like, fuck, man. It's a shame. But that's gonna do it for me. If you guys have any lasting things you want to say, the floor is yours. Anything at all, we'll have a little discussion at the end. The floor is yours, guys. Anything you guys have left to say that you haven't already said, and you guys said a million things, 600 things, I really, really appreciate it. But anything else you guys want to say at all, even if you play on PS4 or you don't play on Xbox or whatever, you have any messages for any Xbox players, anything like that, something you want to say, because you know Xbox players are going to see this video, they're going to cry, and they're going to be like, what the fuck, and they're going to watch it. So anything at all you guys want to say to them, like a farewell card, anything at all, you know, Nice, Black Dragon's awesome. Thanks, Kodak. Thanks, C-Tree. And at the beginning of this video, if you're wondering why I'm quiet for like a minute, it's because I did a moment of silence at the start. Night Sweet Prince, yes. And that's the thing too. We all made friends in our journey in Onigiri. If you got friends in Xbox, I'm pretty sure you guys could move on to Phantasy Star together or something else. Don't lose those friends that are close to you, because it's gonna be cliche, but that's the most important. That's the most important part of this game. The game is great on its own, but it's the friends you make that are the real treasure. Like, the game wouldn't be the same without the friends you teamed up with. The game wouldn't be the same with that guy you told to fuck off in the rift that one day. Game wouldn't be the same. You know what I mean? Like, it's those friends that are the real prize. The people you played with, the people you got a chance, a privilege to meet and play with and talk with. That's the real prize. They can close the game, but if you made some good bonds, some good friendships, that's what you're gonna take with you. Beyond the grave. You're gonna take that beyond the grave. Like, I've got friends when I played Halo all the time, and I don't talk to them that much anymore, but for a long time we talked on Facebook and all that, and we got going. Hey, Soranai. We should all make it rain with R1. It's just R1 to do it. I know it's not much, but it always rains in the sad episodes of anime, and this is definitely the saddest episode of Aurogiri. Almost as sad as the time when Lyra moved away and I didn't know if I'd see him again. Well, he wasn't even moved away, he was homeless, and it was a bad time. But things are good now. But that was a sad day. Alright. Well, thank you everyone. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for everything you guys have said. Can we get 2 comments in the chat so we can get 666? Can we get 666 comments? Because that would be cool. Because I noticed we're at 664, and I'm like, who are my friends on Xbox? Well, there was Rhyme, there's KMC, there's everyone in the chat who played on Xbox. My friends on Xbox are people I met during my Halo days. 666, taking a picture. Blink. Thanks, guys. Back when I played Halo and Xbox and stuff, I had friends named Andy and Alvin. Like, we get to a first name basis, Andy, Alvin, and Frank, and we played Xbox, we played Halo, then we played Minecraft, and then we played Borderlands. Oh my god, Borderlands. And then after a while I went to university and stuff. We all did our own things, and that's how it went. But they're still on my Facebook. Like, if it's their birthday, I wish them happy birthday and stuff. That's how it goes. So, alright guys, 3-hour stream. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for talking. I really appreciated it. This stream came out a lot more positive than I thought it would come. A lot of things were said. I know that the Xbox people are grieving. But for the most part, yeah. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks for everything over the years. This isn't the end for me, and it's not the end for a lot of you, so let's make it better. Let's make it keep going. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I want to close this and play something else right now. But, you know what I mean, like right now I'm playing Death End Request, I just started Phantasy Star on my computer, play Animal Crossing, and yeah, come to PS4. If you want to keep going on Oni, you don't feel like you're burned and betrayed. I mean, you probably are fucking burned and betrayed, don't get me wrong. But if you want to keep playing Oni, PS4 is here for you. If you have a PS4. I mean, PC, you'll probably find people on PC. There's people everywhere. You know. But, I mean, I understand fully if you don't want to play the game again. You don't want to start over. But if you do, you can come PS4. That's perfectly fine, Sage. Man, this outfit is nice. All right. Oh, one thing is funny is that I always refer to this town as the place with sad music, and for once it actually paid out. Yeah, it's very hard to start over. If you love it, sure. If not, move on. The road is yours to choose. That's gonna do it for me, guys. Once again, thanks for everything today, tonight, for everything, the past, the future. I'm gonna go beat up Sleep Purgatory with Mocha, and I'll probably be heading to bed myself, but I'm off tomorrow, so that's gonna be really fun. If I can convince Eva, I'll do some runs of Sleep or something. Yeah. No problem. Remember, I said after the stream, everyone has to go message Cyberstep on JP Twitter and tell them, hey, English PC ain't doing shit. Like, come fix your game. We don't want to die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you got some free time, you got a Twitter, you got something like that, message the JP Onigiri and tell them that you are displeased with how the US, the North American team has been handling their game for a while. There's no reason for things to be shutting down when you have players that want to play, but they're just not given updates to do it. You know what I mean? In your best words. Especially from the Xbox people. You guys have every right in the world to yell your fucking lungs out to them. Break your fingers on that keyboard. Nothing changes unless we talk about it. I saw Elysia down there. Is that a sanctuary down there? What the fuck is that? There's lights down there. Oh, it's the dog. I was like, what the fuck is that? Alright. 10 seconds, we'll have done a 3-hour stream. Alright, we did it. Alrighty guys, see you next time. Stay strong, and please, if you have any comments at all for any topics we talked about today, please comment them after the video comes up, and I will be sure to read them and and go over them, because I'm damn sure there'll be a lot of comments after this stream, because not everybody's up at 3 in the morning.